What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cinema Rewind. This is episode 8, and we are going to be talking about The Descent. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We're so excited to have you here. We got an amazing panel once again. Two of the guys you guys are going to already recognize. Amazing guys. They're regulars on here. They're my co-hosts. So I'm going to start bringing one in at a time. So you guys go ahead and say hi in the comments. Let's kind of start getting them all hyped up to get them in here. First off, Steven from After Hours Video. And dude, there we go. I was like, what the hell is going on with the screen?
What's going on, everyone? Super pumped to be here.
Dude, so excited, man. Like we were talking about, we had to reschedule it, unfortunately, last week, but dude, like, I'm so damn pumped to do this, man.
It gave me time to watch it a second time.
It is, especially the special features, which we'll get into, because they're pretty beefy on this one.
Oh, yeah.
And then next up, we got Jordan from the Movie Den. You guys, I mean, you've seen me with him online last few days.
What's going on, guys? What's up, man?
Hey.
What's up, dude? And now we're going to go ahead and bring on our very special guest. He's new to the channel. So let's give it up for Mark from Tales from the Shelf.
What's going on, guys?
Dude,
how we doing?
Doing good, man. Good to have you, brother.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me, man. Glad to be here. Ready to talk The Descent.
Dude, so excited, man. Like, I remember when we were planning this out, Steven's like, I've got someone. I've got the person to bring on for this.
I know just the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, nice, man. Well, I'm happy to be here. I'm glad to be joined by you fellas once again, and you Face the Movies for the first time. So thanks for having me on your channel.
Dude, excited, man. Now,
what is your I'm sorry, what is your name, by the way? I don't want to just call you by the name of your channel.
Oh no, it's GC.
Everybody calls me. Yeah. Okay, that's what I figured, but I wasn't sure.
No worries, man.
Sorry, I just wanted to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I somebody asked me recently too. They were like, dude, what's your name? And I was like, you know what? I didn't even have it like on my Instagram or my YouTube. Like I'll bring it up during videos, but I was like, let me just add it on there. I just did that like a day ago. I was like, let me add that. So
because I was trying to find it and I was like, I don't want to just call him by his YouTube channel the whole time.
You're like, hey, Face the Movies. It's like, what's going on, man? But I'm gonna go through the comments real quick because we got quite a few people on here, and we have a first, which is a familiar face. We got Brian over here.
What up?
What's up, Brian?
What's up, dude?
He's first. If you're not first, you're last, man.
That's right.
It's okay. We got second place. We got
GC. How long have you been sitting on that one for?
Dude, I use that at least like every other day, like just randomly.
What's up, Jeff?
He's like, it looks like it's just you and I, Jeff. No, I think we have Steven for Movie Odyssey.
What's up, Steven?
What up, Steven?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, dude?
Good group of guys in here, man.
Yeah.
Eventually, dinosaur. What do you say? Eventually, there's gonna be dinosaurs on this ride, right? Let's see. Oh, we got Keith. What's up, brother? Thank you so much,
Keith?
man.
What's up, dude?
Let's see here. Oh, Alexander J. Familiar face.
What's up, Alexander?
What's going on?
Is that a Buffy profile picture? If so, much respect.
It is. It's
a good show.
And then we got, let's see, the last comment on here for now. We got, so I live in the Appalachian Mountains, and this film really looks accurate for the locations. Only dead giveaway was the SUV they were driving, so I knew they were in the UK.
That's a good point.
Interesting. Yeah. So I'm sure we'll get into that. You guys probably know some more of the trivia than I do, just as far as where it was filmed. And obviously I know Neil Marshall is where's he from? Australia?
No, he's from the UK.
UK, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
But funny enough too, I did get I caught a few little things here and they're not too important about the actors and all that. Like their background. Mm-hmm. But one thing is, obviously this movie takes place with 6 main characters, which are all friends, and they're kind of adventure seekers. We all know this for the people that have seen it. So this movie came out in 2005, and obviously director Neil Marshall. And pretty much for this movie, it's a year after the severe emotional trauma. Sarah, which is played by Shauna McDonald, goes to North Carolina to spend some time exploring caves with her 5 friends. After descending underground, the women find a strange cave paintings and evidence of an earlier expedition. Then they learn that they're not alone. Underground predators inhabit the crevices, and they have a taste for human flesh. I mean,
so Did you guys check out this movie when it was initially released, or like what's everyone's backstory on this movie?
I remember as a kid going to the theaters and seeing the this poster
Oh yeah.
at the time when it was out in front of the theater. They'd put the posters and stuff. I remember
Mhm.
seeing it. But I don't think I ever saw the movie until within the last 5-10 years.
I didn't see it when it came out right away. I think I saw it. Dude, I may have seen it on streaming. I even
That's
want to
where I
see,
saw it.
yeah,
Okay.
maybe like Netflix or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like my experience with it. I know when this movie came out, I was like, I think I was like 18 years old when it just came out. But yeah. What about you guys?
I think I probably saw this in like 2012. In my senior year of high school, I was in I had a film class that I took, and we were able to watch rated R movies because we were mostly 18 in the class, and if you weren't, you could get like a signature from your parents or whatever.
Nice.
It was cool, man. We watched a ton of rated R movies, and in October, our teacher was super cool, and he let us vote on which horror movie we wanted to watch, and he gave us a few options, and The Descent was one of them, and it won. And we watched it in school over the course of like a day or two, and it was awesome, dude, because we had this big ass speaker that we put in the middle of the class, and we had a big, I guess you'd call it the thing that you pull down. I'm blanking on it right now.
Oh, the screen, the projector
Yeah,
screen.
like the projector screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the term was, but and it was just awesome. Like everyone was invested in it, and like it was like watching a movie in the theater, kind of. When you get that kind of communal thing, and that's where I watched it for the first time, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll always have a special a memory of watching it with all my friends in high school.
That's wild. I wish I would have had
Dude,
the
that's an
opportunity to watch it in
experience,
school.
Yeah,
It was cool. Yeah, it was it was called Film Institute. So it was our English class, our film appreciation class, and our film production class, and it was like all back to back. So that's how I started my day every day for like 3.5 hours, because it was
Oh
like
my
three
God.
it was like 3 class periods all back to back, and it was just awesome. Yeah,
Wow.
I learned a lot about movies and stuff, and we got to make some bad movies walking around our high school. It was cool.
Dude.
That's sick.
It's very cool.
See, we
Yeah.
had the lonely, like depressing experience of like Netflix, where we're just there in like a dark room.
I've watched plenty of movies depressed on Netflix, just not The Descent.
This is like, I don't know about you guys. Have you guys ever done like the whole like going into caves or like rock climbing or any of that, like
Hell
white
no.
water rafting or anything?
No.
I think I went into a cave one time for a school field trip
I
when
figured
I was
we
like
were
in
gonna,
elementary school.
Yeah, I figured we were going to talk about this aspect of it, right? Fuck no way.
No,
No.
but I wouldn't do it. Rock
No-
climbing,
no
no,
shot.
none of that stuff. I won't even do rafting. The beginning of the film when they're whitewater rafting,
Yeah.
I won't even do that. Nope.
Well, dude, it's funny that you bring up the beginning of the film, because right, this movie starts off like intense, right, with that scene.
Mhm.
And the best thing about that scene is that those weren't stunt doubles; those were actually the actors. So they were really doing that. And as they were filming them, they had a guy like in between them, kind of like panning to each of their faces and stuff.
That's sick.
But yeah, like watching like behind the scenes and everything, I was like, damn, they really, like, these actresses, man, like a lot of the times in this film, like they weren't really like acting. Like there's drinking scene, like they weren't pretending. Yeah, like another claustrophobic scene that we'll talk about. That it's awesome, man.
It feels very immersive with like
Yeah.
the setting
Yeah.
from the get-go. You're obviously like they have like the rafting, like that whole sequence, and then
Yeah.
from there they're in the cabin, and then it just continues to, like, as soon as they start diving into the caves is just when things kind of slowly become unraveled. But I'll never forget, like, this movie was a blind buy for me, like when I was really diving into horror. And it's just crazy to me, just the lasting experience this movie has had, because I consider this probably, I don't know about you guys, but I would consider this probably like one of like the top movies that came out during that decade.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the better horror movies of the 2000s. And I always like to say that that's not one of my favorite decades. But then when I actually look at some of the movies that came out in that decade, there are a lot of good horror films
Mhm.
from the 2000s. I just think that the ones that are bad are like really bad. But this one is like, this is really like cream of the crop, probably top 5, definitely
I would
top 10
agree.
of the
Yeah.
2000s for sure.
Yeah,
And it's not a
dude,
remake either. That's the cool part.
For sure.
It's unique.
dude, a lot of love went into this movie, man, and they were very practical with a lot of things. Um, like and during that time, it's interesting because you have so many underground movies. You have As Above, So Below, which
Mm.
that one was filmed on location. They did get a special permit. First time in history that they had a permit to film in the catacombs for a film.
Okay.
I need to
Um,
rewatch that.
phenomenal film. And then you have The Cave, which is pretty much those explorers that kind of same thing, sort of. They get stuck underground in this cave. There's no like creatures or anything, but it's a situation where they're gonna run out of light, they're gonna run out of food, so they kind of have to figure out a way to get out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Um,
there's like a ticking clock aspect
yeah,
of it.
but you have a lot of movies like that during that time. I can't think if The Descent influenced it or it was just kind of all happening at once where people were like, oh, let's just do this and that. But I do remember The Descent was one that stuck out of all of them. Um,
Was so with Neil Marshall, he directed Dog Soldiers 2 years before. Was that a movie that you guys were familiar with before seeing this, or like what?
No,
No.
I think I bought my Blu-ray of Dog Soldiers during COVID, so that would have been 2020. Would have been the first time I saw that. um, and it was one that I had heard about because of The Descent. So
Mhm.
I sought it out because I knew who Neil Marshall was.
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool. Keith was saying that he saw
Oh,
it at
that
a drive-in theater. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, that'd be a
dude,
sick one to watch
what an
in the
experience, man.
in a
Wow.
drive-in.
Yeah, for sure.
And Keith has a projector, so he could just relive that at home all the time.
That's the
which is
reason
so
Keith
cool.
got it, right?
Dude, so lucky, man. I talk to him about it all the time. Like, man, I need a projector. Somebody was asking on here too, is there any plan for a 4K?
There is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, has that been announced already? Because I was about to
The
buy the Blu-ray for this, but I don't have it.
the director has confirmed it, but there hasn't been official anything from the studio. He just said that he is working on one with someone, but won't say who it is.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I held off on the Blu-ray then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's
He
an
said-
old Blu-ray, isn't it? Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good. Yeah. I don't know when this one.
Yeah, I think it's one of the older ones. So I was like, I don't know. We're probably due for an upgrade. I don't know if I should buy this.
Well, I know I got it on Amazon. I think it was like between $8 or $10.
Yeah, it's super cheap.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not bad. And if the 4K comes out and it doesn't have the Blu-ray with it, it's kind of cool. I know this Blu-ray, I mean, dude, it's so beefed up with special features. One in particular I'll bring up real quick is the fact that they show you the entire making of the film, like on a small screen in the right corner of the film while it's playing. So
Ooh.
each scene in the movie, they're showing you how they made it instead of a commentary, which is
Wasn't that like the underground experience or something?
yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good, man. How they built the caves and everything, which to my surprise, like everything is fake. Everything's like miniatures and everything's green screen and all
Ooh,
that
cool.
stuff.
Weren't all the cave like sequences, weren't they all built on a sound stage? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everything, literally everything.
Crazy.
I
Only
wouldn't
the-
have known that.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
They did a good job.
They did a lot of research because he talked about Neil said that during the process they were trying to figure out the best way to do it but the thing is finding different caves to match the aesthetic. It was an environment that wasn't too controllable. Obviously things are wet. The lighting is going to be a nightmare, especially getting so much equipment in and then safety after all.
Yeah.
So they just decided to get different like they just go to different caves, get different textures of walls and recreate it with foam and stuff like that. They even used a bathtub at one point to create the tunnel scene where they put the bathtub underneath and then they had like like this foam on top of the bathtub. So that way when she was like stuck in the cave, like
Oof.
it was like she was able to be like wedged in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, which she was, by the way. She was actually stuck. He purposely made her get stuck in there. So that scene where the main character like panics, which her name in the movie's name is Sarah, when she
Yeah.
panics, like that's really her panicking.
So let me ask you guys: how claustrophobic are you guys, if at all?
Oh man, for
I'm
that
not.
situation, yeah.
I don't know if I'm that claustrophobic, but when I'm in a situation where it's close quarters to where I don't know how I'm getting out,
Mhm.
that's another thing.
I would agree.
But like I've done like MRIs and stuff like that. I mean, those get pretty claustrophobic, and they're not. I'm fine, but it's the unknown of that would scare me. I think the unknown is scarier to me than actually being claustrophobic in close quarters.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
because things can go sideways so quickly. I mean,
Well,
look how
yeah,
I mean they have intentions basically on going into this cave, and on paper it sounds like it's all mapped out, but I mean, obviously if you take the monsters out of the equation, or like the mutants or whatever you would consider them, I mean it's a very real possibility that somebody could just as easily be trying to discover something new and get lost, or trapped somewhere, within a cave system.
Well, speaking of
mhm.
that, did you hear that story about these two guys? They actually went into this cave system, and the guy he thought he was going. I thought it's called the Nutty Cave or the Nutty Trail or something, but he goes into the cave like facing down, right? Like just
Fuck
crawling down
that.
on his stomach, and he got stuck. He like he
Yeah,
because he was holding in like sucking in his lungs and his like stomach. So he got to such a tight spot that he couldn't move. And he was there for hours, man. He was there stuck for hours upside down, and they brought in a rescue team to get him out, and pretty much there was nothing they could do. They tried coming up with different pulley systems and trying to wrap stuff around his legs, but he was upside down for so long that the blood was flowing to his like upper body, that anything they did do, they just squeezed, like they squeezed his foot like this, and it was excruciating pain. So they literally had to just sit there and wait for him to pass,
yeah.
and to the point where
I heard that story.
yeah.
I listened to YouTube channel Mr. Ballin. He does a lot of
Yeah.
he does a lot of stories, and he covered that, and that's the one I saw where his buddy was like, "There's nothing we can do. Sorry, you're basically just gonna have to die."
Didn't they
Yeah.
give him like they gave him like a sedative or something like that to make it more comfortable, I think, until he
I don't know.
passed or something? I don't know. I just remember hearing about that. I'm like, can you imagine just being stuck in a place that you know for a fact you can't get out of?
Yeah.
Or like there's nothing that anyone can do.
You
Well,
could take the I'm sorry, you could take the mutants out of this movie and it's still terrifying. Like
it
Yes.
is.
it's
Yeah.
still like that's horrifying for a lot of people.
Well, yeah, just imagine being I don't remember her name, but deep in a cave, you don't know what's going on. It's brand new, hasn't been discovered at all, and you get a compound fracture in your leg, and you're
Yeah.
deep down in these
Oh,
caverns where you don't know
dude,
how to get out.
you're done.
Yeah.
You're done up.
Yeah,
It's over.
it's one of those situations where you what like Bodhi said in Point Break, where it's like you want the ultimate, you have to be willing to pay the ultimate price, and that's what that is with this type of stuff, man. Like I rock climb myself, and I love doing stuff like that, like surfing, you name it, but like you always take that risk, and in this
Yeah.
situation, like cave diving, like dude, that's insane, man, to get stuck and that's it. Like
Have you guys ever seen? So there's these people who will go into caves like this, and then there's like these puddles, and it's like deep, deep water, and they
yeah,
go diving like in the cave. Uh, it's fucking insane. Like it's crazy. There's
they
this
do.
one super famous cave. I can't remember the name of it, but like several people have died trying to go all the way down to the bottom and like back again.
Fuck that.
It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
people have died doing it, and people will still try to do it.
Yeah, there was years ago. There was a special that they were playing at an IMAX near me, and it was all about cave diving and like what you said, Mark, with the swimming,
Yeah.
and like there'd be a section where you have to go deep down just to get up on the other side, things like that, and they would obviously have a line they would keep with them so they can track their way back. And dude, in IMAX, I mean, that's the scariest thing to see. And especially they'll see like broken off lines from old expeditions where you don't know, did that person make it out?
Hmm.
Stuff like that.
Well,
It's scary.
I feel like it's the same thing with like mountain climbing. You know, just
Yeah.
the elements, like it's kind of like on the opposite end, but I feel like it's so easy to succumb to the elements or something can go wrong. And yeah, I don't know. The idea of being trapped in a cave system like this would be absolutely terrifying.
Well, yeah, the mountains are no joke. Haven't you guys seen Mr. Deeds?
Mr. D.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the grandpa, he dies up Mount Everest or
he's there
something.
up there smiling.
Just freezes at the very top.
Yeah. You know, that's talking about like mountains and all that stuff. And it's like you said, Mark. This movie, you could take the mutants out, and it's still, to me, it's the same amount of fear, if not like even more, because at least with the mutants, you're kind of distracted.
Mhm.
But the fact that it's, or like again, as above, so below, like you're in these catacombs, the second your light goes out, that's it. Like you're just sitting there, just waiting to pass. And it's crazy, man. Like, well, yesterday in the Criterion video, I was recommending a documentary slash movie called Free Solo.
Dude,
And
I want to watch that. I've heard about it for so long. I know all about it. I want to watch that one, dude.
dude, please watch it. I think it's a perfect double feature between climbing and then this movie, because you're gonna get the same amount of discomfort. And I'm telling you, if you could sit through that movie, even from the beginning, where your hands are not sweating and you're not white knuckling your couch every time this guy does something crazy, because he climbs over 3,200 feet, like outdoors, no rope, like just straight up climbing for 3.5 hours straight.
It's
And
crazy.
to pull that off, nobody's ever done that, ever, not even close.
How do they film that? Is there another guy climbing with them, or do they have like helicopter?
No, they have all climbers. So the thing is, they had to control the environment. So when he was climbing, because the thing is, if they distract him, it's all choreographed, right? He's climbed that route so many times that it's like a dance. And they have usually 2 to 3 other climbers around him, just taking pictures quietly and recording out of his way. But they can't disrupt like that ecosystem that they've created for him, because any distraction, any like the light of the sun hits the lens or something and it blinds him or something, that's it. It's game over. So they had that, and all professional climbers, all friends of his that he trusted, that would respect his wishes of not being involved. Even if he's
Mhm.
like slipped, they could not be involved. They could not try to do anything. And then somebody on the ground with like this massive lens recording from a distance as well.
Crazy.
But
It's wild.
Wow.
no
Not to-
noises, no nothing, dude. Like everything was just quiet and peaceful for him, like the entire time while they were like filming it.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I find that stuff fascinating.
It is, man. Like that's why we wanted to talk about this movie, because for one, it's like it takes elements where, like, one of the actresses, the one that plays Juno, for example, she actually climbs. So like when you see the behind the scenes and the director's talking about it, she was like, well, yeah, I mean, a real climber wouldn't do that though. Like that's not how that works.
She has familiarity with it.
Yeah. So it kept it very grounded. There was a scene to me that didn't quite make sense as a climber, but everything else was so perfect. Like the gear that they brought with them, the preparation that they had. Like it was very on point. Like they really did the research on this for this film.
Yeah, but can we just say how annoying Juno's character is in this movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's the worst.
She was, I mean, that's the thing, man. She was one of those people that was like, had to like, I mean, even when she tricked, dude, who the hell tricks your friends into an undiscovered location and doesn't
Well,
say anything?
Surprise.
Does that, and then she gets defensive, and then now they're trying to make their way out. So she tries to act the top dog again to try and command the expedition. They
Yeah.
can get it out. Dude, you got us in here. Get out of here.
And she was, I mean, it's implied in the beginning, but did you guys pick up on that, like the first time watching this movie, that there was something going on with her and Sarah's husband?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, right off the bat, the
Okay.
way
I
she's
just
looking
wasn't sure, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
even the friend, like you even remember the friend knew the whole time, and she kind of
Right.
looks over and stuff, and she's trying to be like, shit, like I should have not seen that. Like I don't want to know about it.
Well, that's what the whole thing in the end is all about, right? When is it Sarah kind of chops her in the neck with the axe, right? Like,
mhm.
man, that
Yeah.
the way that Sarah goes from being like, did anyone else get like Carrie vibes with her when she's covered in the blood?
Oh yeah.
She's got
Mhm.
that same almost like facial structure where she looks kind of like she looks like Sissy Spacek. I don't know. So she's got this vacant look in her
I
eyes,
see
like,
it.
Really cool. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's a vibe that I got. And
did-
yeah, she goes from like totally, normal to like primal. I got a little bit of Predator too. Like I felt
Yeah.
like, a little bit of that when she like pokes her head out of the water.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
kind
that
of
was
like
cool.
the alligator view.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Mhm.
I think it's interesting to see, like, you're talking about basically her character arc, but I
Yeah.
agree. I mean, in a lot of ways, I mean, it takes somebody from being kind of more of like, I wouldn't quite say she's like passive, but she's just, whether she knows something about what's going on with her husband or not, whatever the case is. I mean, obviously, it takes it to a whole new extreme by the end of the movie, because Juno's kind of, I mean, she's kind of a shitty person, like
Yeah.
on multiple levels. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a very very well deserved payoff by the end
Well,
Like-
she's in this weird situation where she knows that something's going on, but she also lost her husband and her kid.
through grief. Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of juggling those two facts that she's going through. You see that
Yeah.
how she kind of goes through that throughout the film. And it's funny, the whole story arc of her descending to the deepest part, and then her story arc is going through this and dealing with this is her crawling back up,
Mhm.
crawling back out. It's the same idea of the whole. I mean, you guys have all seen Todd Phillips' Joker with the whole climbing up and going down the big the stairs, right? It's that same kind of idea.
I think a metaphor.
Yeah,
Exactly,
it's really well done here because the movie isn't. It's more subtle. It doesn't like bash you over the head with anything, but it is a fun sort of observation there of her like having to go through all this shit in order to finally like make peace with everything that's happened.
Mhm.
So
It was a reborn thing too. Like when she
yes,
comes out of that cave,
Right.
it's just literally
Yeah.
her being reborn.
Like a phoenix
Mhm.
rising from the ashes sort of
Yeah.
deal. This movie it's almost like The Thing but with women. Like
Yeah.
it's an all-female cast, and they have to go through some crazy isolated situation where they really only have each other to rely on.
Mhm.
I'm a sucker for any female protagonist or final girl that has like that blood splatter look on her by the end of it. I don't know. There's just something very iconic about that. By the very end of it, I mean, she's just basically hysterical after surviving, like
Yeah.
surviving such a terrible outcome.
It's like Sally at the end of Texas Chainsaw.
Yep. Yep.
Where maybe you survived, but like at what cost?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
You're
yeah.
not gonna be the same after that.
And it works so well. That's been repeated so many times in so many movies. I mean, most recently I could think of, have you guys seen Immaculate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing there at the end.
Yeah. I
That's
like
like-
that.
That's like
That was
the whole reborn thing, man. I think that's what the best example, because obviously when you're born, you have all this skunk and blood and all this stuff on your face, and you go through this whole process, coming into the world, and like it's like a rite of passage that for any horror movie, like you could tell when the person, it's like you officially made it. You've transcended, and you left that innocence behind, and you're somebody completely new, and you're just soaked in blood.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Was the scene where you see the car accident?
Oh,
Obviously, it's
God.
horrific.
Yeah.
Final Destination 2.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I don't know. It gives it a run for its money. Was that when you guys watched this movie for the first time?
Yeah.
Was that what you were expecting at all?
No.
No, but I think what I really wasn't expecting the whole time when she's having that dream, she's looking out the window at the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember? And then that thing goes through the window and she wakes up. She has that like nightmare.
Yeah.
That thing, every time I see that movie, that gets me.
There were shades of I know GC would appreciate this, Enter the Void with the car accident, like that kind of that similar feeling to it. There's something about that just is just, I don't know, it very very unsettling for sure.
Yeah. No, it really
Mhm.
was, man. I was not like when that happened, I didn't even realize, like at first I was like, okay, it's just the guy. But then when you see the two pipes, you
Mhm.
could tell obviously the little girl as well got
Well,
hit
yeah,
by
because
that.
it shows the one pipe go past his head. quickly, and then it has the one, so is the back of his head too.
And you see the blood puddle like in the back
Mhm.
passenger door when the camera
Oof.
pans out, and dude, it was insane, man. I was like, how do you come back from something like that? You know?
Just so
You have to
tragic.
go down. You have to go deep into a cave and deal with
Yeah.
mutants and come back out the other side. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
And drink a lot. Like, dude, it's funny how they were drinking a lot of those Coors. I think it was like Coors Light or something.
Yeah.
And they were actually drinking. Like when they were filming that, they were like legit. Behind the scenes, they were making a joke saying, you know, this has cost us a lot of time. You know, it's been cold, and you know,
Yeah.
our livers are like something about their livers and stuff. And
But
like,
it feels more authentic
yeah,
though. You know, I think these little like small details makes this film feel just so much more genuine, and you feel that level of camaraderie and friendship that's amongst all the you know, the protagonists.
Mhm.
it's a very intimate setting, man, because like the only difference, and I compare it a lot with As Above, So Below, because I wished, like with my whole heart, man, that this movie was actually filmed in a cave, because the only thing that stuck out to me that wasn't real, and like in my eyes, I was like,
Mhm.
obviously, besides the mutants having makeup, was the bat sequence when the bats come out, and it was such a horrible CGI. But everything else was so realistic that I was like, this is so cool. This and As Above, So Below are like my favorite type cave movies.
Mhm.
And like when you're filming stuff, and the reason I bring that one up is because in As Above, So Below, the cast, it was very minimal, very intimate. They were really underground, really freezing their asses off, and it was just such a situation that brings people together, that camaraderie. And in this movie, it has that aspect, even though the set's fake, you still
Yeah.
have them really bonding and hanging out behind the scenes, drinking, and
Mhm.
like they were really
Mhm.
friends. Like in the movie, it was really like that. Besides Juno stealing her husband, but yeah,
That's something that with horror movies is like so invaluable. Like you cannot place too high of a value on that, and it's that
yeah,
authenticity that you're talking about, where they're actually in these places. Like one of my favorite movies ever, The Blair Witch Project. They are actually out in the woods. You know, they didn't go home to a hotel. You
yeah,
know,
Good timing on that, by the way.
yeah, and you can tell, you know, that they're actually out there. And you know, same thing with like something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it's like it's such a hot movie, and you can feel that because you can tell that they are hot. Like,
yeah.
so you know what that feels like because you've been hot before, and you know what I mean. Like it's little things like
Mhm.
that aren't you know, overtly observable, but they kind of they hit you in a subconscious way.
Yeah, man, being in those trenches together, like suffering, you know, being in the suck, as like
Yeah,
Steven from Movie Odyssey would say, like, yeah, it just makes such a difference, man. And it just really transcends through the screen because like the director, when he put Sarah in that scene where she's like struggling and stuck in the cave and really freaking out,
Yeah.
they asked her behind the scenes, they're like, how do you do that? Like, are you a method actor? And she was saying, like, to the camera, she's like, well, not really. I just really make myself believe that I'm stuck. Like, I have
Mm.
to really feel it, because if not, the audience are gonna know it's fake. And then they asked the director, like, "How are you gonna get her to, like, make it believable?" He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get her stuck. That's the only way. She has to be stuck in there in order for it to be real, because it's hard to fake that type of panic."
yeah,
Um,
Yeah,
and
no,
absolutely.
for sure. The other thing that makes this movie work so well for me is that I haven't seen a lot of these actresses in like anything else.
Mm-mm.
yeah,
So, and that's not a slight against them. They're all really good. I just, because I haven't seen them in anything else, it helps to add to like, you know, if maybe if you had like a Kate Blanchett in here or something, that might kind of take you out of it a little bit,
yeah.
because you're
Agree.
like, well, it's Kate Blanchett. You know what I mean? Like, I know she's not really in that cave. So, yeah, I think that part of it is something that doesn't get talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
they Oh, no, sorry, go ahead, Steve.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, but just to add from that, like, on rewatch preparing for this episode, I really do feel like this film has aged really well, you know, compared to a lot of other films that came out around this time, and,
For
um,
sure.
like, the effects and just I don't know, there's just something as a whole, you know, this film has definitely stood the test of time almost, what, 20 years later, you
20
know?
years this year, right?
Yep, yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's wild.
it's insane how they were able to, I mean, to this day, I mean, how many movies could you think of that just hold so well like that? It's besides those two things, besides the bats, that's the only thing I noticed on the rewatch where I was like, wow, that's so, like, the CGI is so terrible. And then
Yeah.
just the one decision in one scene, like where they're traversing over that open space in the cave, where the girl's like climbing on the roof and like she's putting in the cams into the ceiling and
Oh yeah. Yep.
running the rope. So the only problem I had with this film, besides the bats, was that scene at the end of it where she sees like this old anchor and she clips onto it instead
Mhm.
of putting a new cam. Any climber knows that when you see something like that, you don't trust it. So you always put something new. And her decision to reuse it was like, I was like, man, that part, I was like,
But wasn't, if I remember correctly, wasn't she out of them? And that was like her only option.
I'm not sure. I don't remember if she was or not. That's the
thought
thing.
she
Well,
was,
I
but-
remember there's one part where she says we're gonna need everything that we can get, so she kind of like makes the jump without the rope, right? Like she throws it back to them so that they can reuse it. I don't know if that's not the same thing, but I do think that they'd make it a point of the resources being
Very limited.
yeah, and a problem.
Yeah,
So
no, that's true.
That could be it. I might have missed it.
Yeah, but that shot, I love that shot of the shot they're shooting up of them
Mhm.
hanging, going across. It really gives it that just, you know what it reminded me of was the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when he's
Oh,
walking
yeah.
across that space. That's honestly
Mhm.
what I thought about when I saw it. And man, it's scary.
It adds to the scope of the environment and just how far down they are.
Mhm.
I think that scene and the way it's structured is very effective.
Did you guys think like as far as because we're one thing I wanted to go back to what Mark was saying about Kate Blanchett, like having like one of those type of actors that distract you. Like, did you guys think that having these actresses that were all pretty much on the same level kind of made it better because nobody was standing out more than the other. Everybody had their time to shine.
I almost
And
like it a little bit more. Just
yeah,
Yeah, it gives it a believable, like Mark said, that's them. They're there. That's all I know them as is in this situation.
Like this is the only movie I know them from. So
It's almost like a home video in a weird way where this is really happening.
yeah.
yeah.
Did you guys notice how every single actress, like nobody was American? You had one actress was Australian, one was Scottish, one was British, the other one was Swedish, another one Dutch, and the last one was Irish. So every single one had a whole different accent.
Holy shit. I didn't realize that. I thought a lot of them were just from the UK.
Yeah, that's
But
what I thought initially, but yeah.
Well, the Asian she didn't seem to have an accent if I remember correctly.
She didn't too much, but the Australian would slip out every once in a while. And it's funny because her
Okay.
last name is Spanish. It's like, I think it's called Mendoza or something. And
Interesting. Okay.
yeah, I was like, Australian, huh? And then you could tell the one that was Scottish for sure. The
Oh,
one
yeah.
girl.
Who's the girl with the short hair? Is that Holly? She has the most pronounced accent because
Yeah.
she, as a character, is kind of like abrasive, and she I don't know, the way she talks is like very. That's the one accent that I was like picking up on.
I think it was the Irish one. If I'm not mistaken, the one that like busts her leg, I think she
Yeah.
might have been the Irish one.
Yeah, that's her, right? Is she the one who gets her leg messed up? I can't remember.
Yeah. The
Mhm.
compound fracture. Dude, how Jordan, how the hell, man? You said that so professional when you're like, yeah, it's a compound fracture.
I mean, is what it is, what it is. Man, just imagine though, being forced to look, we're gonna have to set it. You got nothing to hold on. We got no, painkillers. Just here, bite down on this strap,
Oh
and we're
my
just
God,
gonna
man.
shove the bone back into your leg.
Dude, that was brutal. I don't know how she didn't
That's
pass
no
out
joke.
from that.
I'd
Like,
say just leave me.
I would think that someone would be in like shock at that point. I mean, like how mobile would you be after having it set back in?
Although, adrenaline does do a lot for an
Yeah.
individual. So it's
Yeah.
very possible that was a lot of it. The reason why she didn't really go into shock. And I mean, she was already in this cave, so her adrenaline's already pumping. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
You just play one on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild,
Dr.
man.
Drake Ramore.
Like you could be on like a hike in the woods and trip wrong and like trip over a root or something and wind up with something like that, or even just a sprained ankle, and then it's like bang, like now I'm a burden. Like now how am I getting home? Like I'm a liability now. Like I have 10 more miles to go and I can't walk. You know what I mean? So it's like even on something as simple as that, it's never a sure thing that you're going to be okay.
Dude, it really like I was so surprised because you see her kind of limping, and there was a scene where there was like a little waterfall where they had to climb over that, and I didn't see them pull her up or anything. Like you see her at that scene where she's kind of climbing up. I was like, how the hell with all that water, with your bones sticking out and all that, like were you able to accomplish that? But
Guess
that was
they just brushed past that, I guess.
yeah, pretty much. Like you could tell that there was like a step ladder in the other side, and she's just like kind of coming up. But dude,
Right.
I mean, honestly, there's no way, man. Like that, like even just like spraining something, you already feel like you're out of. You're like just
stubbing your
landing here.
toe. You're done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit down. I'm done for the day, guys.
Now, what'd you guys think about the creature design?
That's effective.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that shot with the night vision, and it just does that
Oh,
quick pan of
yeah.
just standing there over the shoulder. Is
Dude,
perfect.
It's a weird angle too. It's like very like
It's primal.
unconventional. Yeah, it's like lurking over her shoulder when it does that quick edit.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the creepiest like scenes I've seen in a lot of movies.
Speaking of the creature, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it. Like I was just saying, like that's like one of the creepiest scenes man, that I could think of. Like imagine being in the darks in some unknown cave, and there's just something there breathing over you like that, and it just disappears. Like what the hell, man?
It's very feral.
Imagine how bad their breath would smell.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just right over your shoulder, and it just heavily breathing.
Dude, they must smell. I mean, have you guys ever been around? Like you guys obviously gone to the zoo, I'm sure, and like seen like the lions enclosures and stuff like that. Usually lions, like because they're eating like raw meat and all this stuff, their manes like they smell like death.
Well, so my dog's breath. Good lord,
dude. So that's what I'm thinking. I was like, how do these
rancid.
Creatures? They're not rancid, just standing a few feet away when they're like covered in like remains from animals and all that stuff, and never shower apparently.
Yeah. What I love about the creature designs and the kind of the editing choice they did for the creatures was they sped up the framing of the creatures as they moved in certain scenes. If you catch it, it's similar to like what they did with Fury Road, right? It's just kind of the sped up.
What's up, Eli? I think that the very erratic movement that they have definitely works for kind of creating the sense of like danger or just like the threat that they present to the girls. But they're just so creepy looking. I guess they're considered what, crawlers?
Yeah.
And yeah, just I don't know. Like I being trapped down in a cave is bad enough as is. This just adds on a completely extra layer of like terror, you know, for being down there. And I don't know. The creature design is very, very effective for sure.
Well, it's well thought out too, the way they look. I mean, they almost have, you think like deep down in the ocean and like the trench and Mariana Trench, these fish have almost a translucent way to them. And same with these creatures, there's almost this translucent type skin. They've been down there for however many thousands of years and have, you know, obviously developed no longer being able to see and using these other, you know, methods of finding or getting their way around. Really awesome design of those
really
creatures.
Enhanced hearing. Like they're able to, I mean, it seems like lack of sight, but it elevated their hearing.
Yeah, I like the way they shoot the monsters in this movie, and they make it a few shots to show you that their eyes are all white and stuff, and they can't obviously can't see anything, which adds this other component because once they realize that, they're able to learn that if they're still, then they can maybe get by them at times, and there's a lot of tension that comes from that later on, like in like the third act where. She's like being very quiet, and like the one's like got its hand on her head and stuff, like
sniffing around.
Yeah, dude. And then she like gets him with the axe and stuff. That stuff was cool.
Do you think though that kind of going back to the reason why they're there in the first place, but do you guys think that Juno had like some sort of malicious intent to begin with, or like what was her real motivations for wanting to be down there? I mean,
I think it was a fame and glory type of thing, and she was willing to risk it, get that at the cost of, you know, her friends' lives.
Yeah, she didn't. You could you could tell too. like when she made the decision to leave the book behind and like in the car, like her face and everything, it was one of those, she was too much of a coward to go alone,
Hmm.
but like Jordan said, like risking it, risking their lives. I mean, she's already like in her mind, she's kind of already lost everything because she lost that guy that she loved, which was
Hmm.
Sarah's husband. So at this point, it was like that's what she needed to kind of give her some reason to be around and stuff. I mean, they touch
Yeah,
upon it.
I could see what you're saying though, Stephen, about malicious intent. Could be she blames Sarah for the death, and it was her way of getting him down there, and
Yeah.
hopefully to leave him down there. I don't know.
I think it was um, just an unfortunate coincidence. I don't think that she had any idea that like those monsters were down there or anything. It just
No,
kind of
I
happened to
meant like
be.
basically if you took that out of the equation, like,
Yeah.
if none of that unfolded the way that it did, um, kind of going off with what Jordan was saying, I don't know.
Gotcha. I
I
just
mean,
wanted
it
to
kind of makes you
clarify.
wonder.
Yeah, I think it was just she's arrogant, and it was just something that was a selfish
Yep.
act
Yeah.
that she wanted to do, and like I said, it was at the risk of what happened.
She's very
Yeah.
reckless.
Because she, even when
Yeah.
she like with the axe like hits her friend originally when she fought off one of the creatures, because
Yeah.
the thing is too is that scene where she was trying to save the girl from the creature taking her body. Like if she would, like, she didn't care too much, she would have not tried to save like her body even though she knew she was dead.
Hmm.
But the scene where she turns around and hits her with the axe and
Mhm.
just realizes what she did, that was that pivotal moment in that character development where she could have like tried to do something, but she realized I could leave her behind wounded and be able to escape. And that's when you could tell that when like the situation became fully extreme and she realized it's like somebody's already dead, there's a second person dead, we're
Hmm.
running out of people, like I'm gonna have to just save myself. Because even when they're calling out for her and stuff, she's just so quiet and stuff. And
She takes the easy way out. Like,
yeah.
it kind of reminded me a little bit of 28 Weeks Later, where the
Yeah.
husband, leaves the wife behind,
Yeah.
and it comes back to backfire because she doesn't die after all. So, um, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it provides like some key information for Sarah to know like really her true character and her intentions, I guess.
Yeah.
It's that part of the horror or a disaster movie where the people's you know when things are like as bad as they possibly could be,
Hmm.
and you have to start making like the tough decisions. It's like because some people are not gonna be able to, some people are gonna let emotion get in the way of it, but Juno was just so cold and like
Yeah.
just had no remorse because I mean, I'm sure she was. That's not what she wanted, but ultimately you got to make a call at the end of the day, and then if it's going to save my neck, save other people's
For
necks,
sure.
like it's like it's interesting. It plays with that human, sort of the psyche and stuff, and how people will react in a crisis.
Yeah.
I like what Josh said in the chat. He said the descent is gospel. I would agree with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think somebody's gonna say, I think
I think it was an
Just-
ego trip.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
yeah.
It almost felt like things continued to keep going wrong. At that point, it's like, you already killed somebody. So it's like, it just, I think,
Things
realizing
start
that,
snowballing at this point.
yes, everything's going off the rails. I mean, at that point, you're just trying to save yourself, I guess.
Yeah, you're just trying to survive at this point. After the third death, it's like, all right,
Yeah. You're just
shit
covered in blood. You're like, you know
shit
what?
is not going well.
What do I do to get out of here? But I love the fact that she really, like, once she like when she snapped, like after killing that one of them, like I love that where she just backs up into the shadows.
Mhm.
Like that was so sick, man. That was so badass. And then she just comes out of nowhere and then like just hits another one when she saves that one girl when she's in that corner. And dude, that like it was to have two badass like characters like that, where you have Sarah and Juno and they're both in there, just they both snapped, they both lost something, it's like they're both going through the same thing. The only difference is, and obviously not even just the cave, but losing the same person.
Mhm.
But they're both kind of little by little, you know, they're one of them's progressing and the other one's kind of regressing.
Mm.
It was just so
Mhm.
damn cool, man.
Yeah, and they're kind of being pushed towards this confrontation at the end too.
Yeah.
Because Sarah gets put off on like her own little side quest at a certain point, and she's like having her feral, Carrie thing and Predator and all that stuff. And then by the time she meets up with Juno again, it's like she's like barely recognizable to her, and they're
Mhm.
like that's when like this is all going to come to a head.
And how many movies could you think of that have two like lead women characters at that point where they're both like the strong character? Like you always have one person for the most part that's like the main person and all like the final girl, but in this case it's such a great option that they had two of them like get
Yeah.
it to the very
Mhm.
end, and they're both strong and they're both capable and they're both like, I felt like they're both equally badass. Like they could have, I mean, it was really either or is gonna win, like a hand to hand type situation. They were both had the same kind of skill set almost.
What I thought was interesting, just I don't know if you guys noticed it at all, but the score itself is very, very like very ambient, very minimal. I think it doesn't overstay its welcome, but I think it just really enhances just how creepy the setting is
Yeah.
throughout the entire runtime. Doing a little bit of like digging into it, uh, composer David Julian, and he actually frequently had collaborated with Christopher Nolan. So he did
Oh,
the score for Memento, Insomnia, and The Prestige, which I thought was kind
Oh,
of
cool.
interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So some earlier Nolan work.
Yeah, I can't think of the score, which I guess means that it mostly does what a good score is supposed to do and just kind of
yeah.
like blend in and
Hmm.
sort of just you know because a bad score can really take you out of the movie, where a
For
good one
sure.
is like, I think sometimes the best ones in a movie like this, where has to feel real. They're not very busy. They don't make a big sort of deal about themselves, if you know what I mean. Like they're more like primal and ambient, like you were saying, Steve.
Yeah, very
And
atmospheric for sure.
it got to the point for me in the movie that I forgot there was a score. Like there was
Hmm.
certain scenes I was so into that you just like I didn't think of anything else
Yeah.
happening in there but that specific scene. It's especially when the bone of her leg sticks out. I was like, holy shit, man. I was
Yeah,
like, what the hell? That's freaking they pumped so much like when they were setting up that scene, like they like they had to like flood the floor, and like she like you see behind the scenes her just laying there and they're like, hey, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, the water's like hitting her in the face, like waterboarding her and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to ask you guys what, because I don't know if Steven was saying like asking us what we do in the situation or just kind of saying like makes you ask yourself, but what would you do in that situation? Like what do you think you would feel realizing what's happening?
It's a good question. Me personally, I mean, I wouldn't even be in the cave.
Yeah.
So
We're
Yeah.
gonna go there.
there would have to be like, okay, let's say for some reason I was forced in there.
Coerced in there, you're like, eh.
Yeah, because that's the only way you'd get me in there is you'd have to force me. Because I don't even think there's an amount of money you could give me.
No.
I know how to get Jordan and Steven in there. I just gotta say, hey, there's an original Criterion Laserdisc for Halloween and Friday the 13th in there. We just gotta go in there and get it.
GC, do you think I'm just that weak that I would go in the cave over that?
No, I'll give it another 6 months, save my money, just buy one on eBay. At that point.
Yeah, right,
No, I'm
right.
good. I made it this long without it.
That's a good one, man. I like that. That's a good question, Steven. Do you guys think that part 2 was warranted? Like, were you guys happy that they made a sequel and like it kept up right where it left off, or like how'd you guys
I've
feel
never
about that?
seen the second one.
I don't
What?
think I don't think I have either.
It's been so long since I've seen it. I don't remember it being on par with the first one.
Yeah, I've
Um,
only ever heard that it's not as good, and some people say it even ruins the first one. Which
Is it by the same director or is it someone else? Does anybody
that's
know?
that's a
I
good
th-
question.
I think it, dude. I think it is. I think it is the same director because when I was like doing a little research earlier, it showed just his name next to it. Yeah, it says sequel, the Descent Part 2 director.
John Harris is
John
the
Harris.
director. It's a
Yeah.
different director.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Because I was like looking on this thing, and oh, it's not even gonna.
I mean, he might have been
Yeah.
like a producer or something, I'm sure.
He was a
Yeah.
film editor, I believe, for the first one.
I'm surprised that many people like cared for it, because you know how sequels are, man, sometimes. And with this, it's like not only did they have the same characters, the same two actresses, but it literally picks up right where it left off. Like it just the start of it was so good. And even like the premise behind it, and them kind of somebody in the comments was saying earlier how you could tell that the townfolk kind of knew that they were down there. It just expanded it a little bit more. So I'm just so surprised. Like, and there's even like that certain resolution and all that. Like I was just so surprised that it wasn't taken in so well.
I just don't remember it being that memorable, if I'm being honest. Like the first one is just so iconic, and um it's definitely one of the movies that I look back fondly on from that decade, but
Yeah.
the sequel I just don't remember having like those same type of feelings for.
I wonder if like it's one of those situations where you love a movie so much that you watch the sequel and you're like it's like decent, but you
Mhm.
still like think you're like, oh man, this is so like it's pretty good just because of the love for the franchise.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it to see if maybe now after like so many years if it really keeps up, or if it was just kind of my brain being younger
For
and being
sure.
excited for it. Because
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably like a Fright Night Part 2 situation where,
yeah.
it's maybe a little more different or not as good as the original, but still has a cult following sort of deal.
Yeah. I mean, I know Steven here, Movie Odyssey, he likes it. I talked to him about it before. Like we were texting about it not too long ago.
I have to give it a
Yeah.
watch. Like, all these years later, might be worth revisiting.
Yeah, I was gonna try to squeeze that one in too, but just didn't have the time. It would have been a rental too, so
Well, at least
uh,
we got a few people here saying that they still enjoy it and liked it. So hey, I
I mean,
mean,
it'd be nice to. I do like that it takes place. It like continues the story,
Mhm.
not kind of this is another group of
yeah.
of cave divers.
oh, that would have sucked. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm
Yeah.
glad they didn't go that route. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I wouldn't have liked that.
Or a prequel of how
Just
the creatures got there.
Yeah, because there is the first.
Yeah.
They could have done a prequel about the first people who went in there because they find the old gear. So I
That's
don't
true.
know. I might. That
Mark,
doesn't
don't
sound
give
that
him
bad.
any ideas. Don't give him any ideas. Just
That doesn't.
let's
That
leave these
doesn't
two movies
actually.
alone.
I don't think that sounds
Dude,
that bad actually.
that's a pretty yeah. Because I wondered that myself. I was like, how the hell did they get that gear up there? Because I mean, especially back then, I mean that gear was very very old. It's like I don't think they
Mhm.
would have been traversing that in that manner. But dude, that would be amazing to be able to kind of see like something like that, just kind of the origin. Because to me, those creatures kind of looked like vampire-ish. I mean, between the pointy ears,
Yeah.
they reminded me
Yeah.
of bats. Their faces were very like bat-like.
Mhm.
With the echolocation, with obviously being blind, there was so many aspects of that I just and obviously in the beginning you see the bats, so I felt kind of it made sense.
So this must have made a lot of money then, right? Obviously, for them to have done a sequel. Does
Uh,
anyone know what the budget versus box office would have been for this?
Let's see.
the budget was 3.5 million, and as far as for the box office, I don't see. Let's take a look on here.
Let's
57.1
see.
million.
Yeah,
Oh wow,
57.1 million worldwide.
It's pretty good. It's
dude,
pretty good.
7.2 out of 10 for IMDb. So
Man, I swear, I just remember this movie like within like the horror community at the time. I remember hearing just a reception, how it is. Like usually when there's like a really good movie, everyone's talking about it, and social media wasn't as big at that time, but all the reception I was hearing about it, they're just like, you got to watch this movie, you got to watch it. And I definitely feel like it's one of those few cases where this movie actually lived up to the hype.
yeah, do you
Yeah.
think it's gonna be worth having on 4K, or are you satisfied with the way the Blu-ray looks?
I think the Blu-ray looks good. I mean, there is some shots in the cave where it looked really good,
Yeah,
even with the Blu-ray. But I think that just would mean I think the 4K would make it that much better,
I think,
especially with all the dark scenes. I think it would really benefit from a 4K.
Yeah, there's all those like scenes where it's really red from the flares, and that stuff
Mhm.
looks cool. And then it's like the green filter from the night vision.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So they actually do get some cool color palette stuff going on that I think would look all right.
And the glow sticks too. Like when they pop the glow sticks and everything, that was awesome, man.
Mhm.
I think a lot of movies from this decade, now that they're getting 4Ks, I feel like that they just serve the movie so much more to really enhance it and just really bring out the most out of the movie. I feel like that this one would end up benefiting from a 4K.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like, is there anything in this movie that you feel like you would change? You would want to see differently?
Well, um, I
Mm.
mean, we could talk about the endings.
Okay.
What endings? Well, there's two. So there's two different ways that this film ends. What do you guys prefer? Or what
Remind me
outcome?
again, because I wasn't able to finish it. So there was one where she gets out,
Yeah.
and then that's right. It ends. It does a second ending where she's still stuck in the cave, right?
So there's one ending, the original, where Sarah escapes, but it's a hallucination. In
Yes,
reality, she's still trapped, imagining her daughter as she awaits death. And
okay,
then the
that's
other
the
ending,
one I'm thinking of.
yep. So then the other one cuts the hallucination, ends with Sarah escaping and screaming in the car after a vision of Juno.
That's the one that I saw when I
Yeah.
rented this. So
Do
I don't actually know which one is supposed to be canon. The one where she gets out, right? Because then she brings everyone
Yeah.
back in the sequel.
See,
Yeah.
that's I don't know. It's tough because if you take away part two, I almost like the idea of she goes through all this. It's such a bleak ending. If she goes through all this and it's all like some sort of a hallucination by the end of it, and she's actually still trapped down there with a vision of her dead daughter. I don't know. There's just something about that that just for me, I think I can appreciate it. That doesn't need some wrapped up ending, and
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, but
You know, it's true because like they leave these breadcrumbs all the way from the beginning where she leaves her pills behind
mhm.
on the
Yep,
little dresser, and then right when they're in the cave, like before they're getting into the cave, one of the friends is talking about like the different type of symptoms like hallucination,
yep.
hypothermia, but
Mhm.
it kind of echoed throughout the film. So that's true. Like that ending where she realizes she's hallucinating, she doesn't have the medication for like anxiety and all that stuff. It is like that perfect, she realizes like, "Oh shit," like, um, and then that's it. It cuts scene because it leaves it open, and it does. It's like, does she end up getting out? Does she die there? Compared to her, I think that's why they did it. The two endings, to just in case for a sequel, probably.
Can I go over a couple theories
Yeah,
as to how
man.
this film can be interpreted? So, a few things I came across were that the creatures are a metaphor or hallucination. So, the crawlers are actually not real. They're actually a psychological projection of Sarah's trauma, guilt, and mental breakdown after the death of her husband and child. So, the evidence that backs this up is that the creatures don't appear until well into the film after Sarah begins showing signs of PTSD, psychological distress. Um, there's also a theory that Sarah is considered an unreliable narrator. So she ends up becoming unhinged in the cave and kills her friends herself. The creatures are a cover for her descent into basically homicidal madness. Um, and another one is that the cave is a symbol or symbolic purgatory, and the women are already dead in some form of limbo where they confront their sins and secrets.
Damn, that's a good one.
You know, there's a couple of them. I think that what was the first one you said that the creatures were hallucination.
Hmm.
I I don't buy that one just because there are scenes like with Juno by herself and the creatures when you know that would not be it. Now, if the only time we see the creatures are with Sarah and
Hmm.
then yeah, I can buy that one.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I love those kinds of theories. I think some of them can fall apart if you
mhm.
pick into them too much, but I love that I just love that kind of stuff.
Oh,
That
for sure.
purgatory one's interesting though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so I like when a movie doesn't tell you a lot, and then there's a lot that you can infer, um, and just have people talking about it all these years later. You know, like what do you think happened, kind of stuff.
it's like less is more. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
leave it open to interpretation. I mean, I like the idea of Sarah potentially being an unreliable narrator.
I like that one
Um,
too.
the
Yeah.
psychological distress and trauma from what happened with her husband and daughter. There's this added layer I think you could really throw into the mix, and everyone could technically interpret it a little bit differently. And the endings I think are just fascinating because I've seen both of them, and it's very very tough to pick, for me at least, which one I would choose over the other.
Well, I do want to say that the theory of her hallucinating makes perfect sense
Hmm.
because she's not only already hallucinating with her daughter, but that scene in the cabin where she sees that creature in the window, right? Where she's having like the nightmares and all that stuff. So she's already seeing a creature out of nowhere that has nothing to do with her daughter's death or anything. And then obviously she's down there. She doesn't have the medication, but also you have to remember when you go into certain caves and situations like that, the oxygen is very minimal.
Hmm.
So it really does help. Obviously, they can't drink that water, and you don't really see them like consuming or anything like that the whole time they're running around and stuff like that. So they're like the lack of oxygen, the lack of resources. They've been there for God knows how many hours, and usually like being deprived from like light and stuff for a certain time does start playing. You start seeing things when you look into the dark. So that's, I mean, it could be. And then the purgatory is amazing because they go so deep down there that's like, again, this one goes well with As Above, So Below,
Hmm.
because they descend literally into hell. And at that point, it's kind of very similar endings too. Like they're kind of reborn. They go through this hole, they come out and they're reborn and they escape hell. Um, but yeah,
Would you consider this also maybe the different layers of hell? Yeah, there's purgatory, but
Hmm.
that's true.
as
It
they go
is.
deeper, it gets worse and
Yeah.
worse.
It's
Yeah.
true, especially with Juno, because as like each layer, she unravels more and more to the point where she literally murder.
Hmm.
And then like I mean, even in the beginning, right in the first few minutes, man, like it's just deceit, right? It's and now that actually that you say that, she in the beginning, it's right. They say not to steal like another person's like husband or wife, right? She does commits adultery, and then like with the lying, and then with tricking them, like deceiving them, and then taking them down there and killing, and I mean, she literally breaks every cardinal sin.
Well, this could be a way of dealing kind of like with As Above, So Below, to play off what you're saying, GC,
Yeah,
is, if you watch As Above, So Below, as they go deeper, they start to uh, see scenes throughout their life of stuff they haven't dealt with.
Hmm.
yeah.
And this is in a way the same exact thing. One goes completely different, opposite, affects them different ways, but they each are dealing with their own past of what's going on, before they went into this cave.
Well, I think it's interesting because there's obviously various themes that are touched on throughout the movie. I don't feel like that it ever gets to a point where it's kind of putting it in your face. I mean, we're dealing with grief, trauma, trust and betrayal, and obviously survival when it's all said and done. But it's just
Mhm.
very interesting how there's a lot to digest with this movie.
Yeah.
Just and how everyone deals with grief and trauma in such various ways. I mean, maybe not necessarily going up against crawlers and like
Seriously, yeah.
something under those circumstances, but um, it's definitely got a lot to say without it being over the head or like beating you over the head, with the messages.
Yeah, it really stays with you, man. Like all the decisions made. I mean, even the way each of them die, it's very matching their personality. Like the one girl, the one with her leg, right? She was being cocky and running around and being not safe. And then it's like what gets her killed ultimately is her busting her leg and then getting eaten by these creatures. And then it's like each one is kind of the same thing. It's like they almost die based on their like the things that they do wrong. Um, but
I thought what was interesting, I know we were touching on this earlier, is that the look of the crawlers, I guess, was influenced by Gollum from Lord of the Rings,
oh, really?
Nosferatu, and bats.
I could see
Um,
that.
Dude.
and when you break it down like that, I think it's really interesting because there are little bits of like homage to any of those.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Steven's question? Like, what do you guys consider? What genre do you guys consider this movie?
Survival horror.
Survival
Yeah.
horror.
Yeah,
So-
it's like the disaster, like a disaster movie. I
Okay.
guess you would call it survival disaster.
It feels like to me like a psychological horror.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, to be a creature feature.
Oh, that's true.
You could.
Yeah.
it's
That's
a
true.
creature feature. It's you know, there. What's another example of a horror movie where just the environment that they're in is sort of the antagonist in and of itself?
Well,
Yeah, right.
Phobic type horror, but
Not necessarily just the claustrophobia, but just the
Mhm.
sheer place that they're in is we're actively like working against them. You know.
Mm,
Like an environmental type horror.
Yeah, that would be what
Yeah.
I'm looking for, but I can't
Something
think
like
of any more examples. I know it's a thing. I just don't know that
Yeah.
well,
mean-
as above, so below.
yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
I think of that movie Open Water, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's more like a shark movie, I guess you'd call it. But just the fact that they're in the ocean, you
Yeah.
know, is kind of what is the you know the antagonist, right? Like
Could you
that
could
kind
you
of
consider, like, you know, obviously the primary antagonist would be the xenomorph, but like for Alien, for example, I mean, you're trapped on, you know, a spaceship, Nostromo.
yeah,
know?
that could work too. Just any place that a human just really isn't supposed to spend a lot of time, right? Like
Mhm.
you know, we're not supposed to be in the ocean. We're not supposed to be in caves.
Yeah.
You know, we're not supposed to be in space really because we can't breathe.
The Thing's another one. I mean, if you're
Yeah, like ice,
out,
you know, cold.
Yep.
Eventually you're gonna freeze
Yeah.
to death. That kind of thing.
I think it was I was taking a deep dive into some of the influences that Neil Marshall had for this movie. So he drew from several iconic horror films like Deliverance, The Texas Chainsaw, The Thing, and Alien.
Dude, and then you could all see it with the blood splatter, the Texas
Mhm.
Chainsaw, and dude, that's awesome. You got
Yeah,
you have a fan.
What's up, dude?
Brian
Old Restless is a good dude.
was actually saying something pretty cool. He was talking about he did an homage to that car scene at the end.
Oh, that's
like
sick.
for his first film. That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome, dude.
I was reading that.
That's awesome.
I still got to watch. I would love to watch Brian's first film. He needs to send us all a digital copy so we can all watch it, or we'll just buy a physical copy.
No, I want a
A sign.
physical copy.
I want a signed one.
I was just
Yeah.
about to say that. If it's not signed, I don't want it.
I'll just send it back.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good feature right there. Like, and that's the thing, man. Like with the only difference between these two, because the thing is, like, a lot of people thought that As Above, So Below was kind of like a found footage, but it
Mhm.
was actually it was a document. They were filming a documentary in the film, and they perfectly explained how each person, like, how they had cameras the whole time. It's one of those movies where they covered every loop, so you could not like discredit it and call it found footage. But it
Mhm.
would have been kind of cool with this movie if they would have done
Mm.
something similar, where they would have been well, actually no, they were. That one girl was documenting it where they had the camcorder, but
Yeah. This reminds me too. Have you guys seen the movie The Ruins?
yeah,
Yes.
that's a
Yeah.
good one.
I saw
Mhm.
that in theaters, and I haven't seen it since. When did that come
It's been a
out?
while.
The
That was
Ruins.
intense, man. when they got-
2008. Yeah, I haven't seen
Yeah.
it since then.
that was those few years, like early 2000s to up to like 2010. Like they had a lot of those type of movies, like those location type horror, like environmental type
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm.
A more recent one I could see this pairing well with is did you guys see Annihilation?
Yeah,
Yeah, that one's
Portman?
good.
Yeah. Very
That's-
similar, like I think Annihilation's more like sci-fi, but
Yeah.
very similar in tone, and I think both all female casts for the most part.
Oh, and somebody also mentioned this one's pretty good. I mean, it's in space and stuff, but
That's
it's
a good
like, yeah,
movie.
which is Descent into a
Yeah.
Spaceship. The actor that played that
Space
young
Hell.
the young actor, something damn it, I'm spacing out on his name. He plays like the younger version of like the captain. Something Forrester is his name.
Oh,
Oh,
Ben Foster?
Yes, dude, he's
Yep.
phenomenal, man.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
I really like him. He's a great character actor.
Yeah, like
He's
he's a
really good
very
in 310 to Yuma. He's really good in that.
Alpha Dog was a good one that he
Oh
played
yeah,
in. He was like unhinged.
Yeah.
Hell or High Water is another good
Yeah.
one from him.
Oh, there you go. Somebody put it. Yeah, Ben Foster. There we go.
Yeah, he's good. Underrated, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like I gotta look later on into the filmography of the other actresses to see if in this movie if they ever did anything else. I'm sure they did, but it was one of those like, they all I felt like they all did well. Like they all held their weight. I mean, like Jordan was talking about earlier, Juno was pretty annoying at times. And then the other girl, the one running through the caves, like there was nothing wrong. Like the one that busted her leg, she kind of annoyed me a little bit when they were down there because I was like, dude, like I know you're like Juno's protege or whatever, but like slow it down, man. Like any real adventurer wouldn't be doing like dumb shit like that. Like just running without knowing like if there's like a cliff or anything like that. Um
Yeah.
She
I
got too
thought-
excited seeing that light.
yeah.
I thought it was interesting that the cast actually didn't see the crawlers until filming, so
Dude,
the reaction that they have is very authentic. So you get like a reaction each time that they're seeing them. It's 100% genuine, which is pretty cool.
I wonder if the director's friends with the directors of As Above So Below or they got some influence because the exact same thing happened in that movie. Like they did not know with a lot of the scares were gonna happen until it happened. So all those reactions were real as well. Like it's insane the like how well these two movies. It's almost like they're copies, but the other one's like the divine comedy type thing, and then this one's an actual like just creatures and horror.
They're good. It's a good like a sister film.
It is,
Mhm.
yeah, it really is.
Do you guys have like certain sequences or scenes that stand out to you when you think about this movie?
Well, I think we touched on it. I said it, the scene where they first see the creature in the camcorder
Mm.
over the girl's back. I mean, that's iconic.
Yeah, I think the most iconic imagery of this movie for me would be the of Sarah with when she's covered in blood
Mhm.
at the end. And as far as like set pieces, I really like the one where they're having to go back and forth across the chasm or chasm, however you pronounce that, and then
Yeah.
Juno like jumps jumps it or something. Yeah, I like that scene. It's pretty tense.
I always think about the blood pool, where Sarah rises up from the blood pool, like you were talking about earlier, Mark. It reminds me a lot
Yeah.
of the Predator.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I thought the Juno when she does a pickaxe to her friend and it comes out of her throat.
Oh,
Mhm.
dude.
Like to me, that one, even rewatching it again, I actually completely forgot that part. And it got me, man. And just seeing it actually coming out of the throat and everything, dude, it was so
Oh, it's
like,
gnarly.
it made me go like this. I was like, oh, what
It
the
comes
hell?
it comes out of nowhere. Like she just
It does.
she just whips around with it, and like the camera almost like whip pans with it, and like
Yeah.
it like right into her neck. It's very like fluid motion.
Mark, you have somebody. Oh, well, Steven, Movie Odyssey. He actually had a question for you.
I don't like that movie. I think it's like does everything the opposite of the original that makes the original good. It's super like polished and just where the first one's more gritty, and yeah, I just don't like that movie.
Raw and authentic for the original one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't remember the 2016.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
It introduces some cool ideas with like the lore and the house and everything, and
Time loop.
yeah, there's like a time loop, and that explains why they, are stuck out there for so long, and it I don't know, wasn't for me.
I'll never forget that they pulled the rug out from underneath us with them initially announcing it under a different title with the trailer and all that.
That was
I-
probably the coolest part of the movie is that whole because they were trying to do some more of that cool viral marketing. Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. You're coming off of You're Next and The Guest. I was like, oh, this is gonna be sick. Like I was so pumped for that movie, and then we got what we got. It was not for me.
I don't know. Is it as bad as the Book of Shadows?
Oh.
No, it's better than Book of Shadows.
Okay,
but
I was gonna say that one's pretty bad.
I
it's-
despise Heather.
it's not. I mean, nothing can touch that first movie for me.
No.
That movie's That's like my second favorite horror movie of all time.
Blair Witch has aged really well.
Have you guys seen The Last Broadcast?
No, I need to do a deep dive. I want to watch. I want to watch Last Broadcast. I want to watch like the McPherson tape.
That's a good one.
All
The
those
Last
like
Broadcast is a good one to watch. It came out 1 year before the Blair Witch.
Yeah,
and it almost the same thing.
Yeah.
So curious to hear that.
It's cheap on DVD too. Like I don't know if is there a Blu-ray for that one?
Yeah, there's the 101 Films has one that I have.
101 Films, man. They did Ghost Watch too.
I have that as well. Yeah,
Ghost Watch was cool.
one.
Oh, that's like one of my favorite releases from that label.
But I do want to get. I haven't seen the McPherson tape. I need to see that. I want to get that Vinegar Syndrome release.
It's solid. Not that I don't know about the Vinegar Syndrome release, but the movie itself is solid.
No, I just want it for if I'm going to get a version, that'd be cool to get.
Yeah. Ryan was saying that the girl who played Sam was Neil Marshall's next movie, Doomsday. Doomsday is a good one. And I didn't know. That's really cool that the lead villain in Doomsday was one of the lead crawlers in The Descent. What a way to come up, man. From like being behind like makeup and all that to being like legit, like just coming on screen as yourself. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think that, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that the follow-up films that Neil Marshall did have really come close to this movie.
Yeah.
It seems like it's this and Dog Soldiers are the ones that people talk about a lot. So,
well, didn't Doomsday came out on 4K? Didn't they? I remember Brian did like
Scream Factory released it.
Yeah, because that one's pretty popular too. Like, I mean, I think those are his like top 3.
Wait, he did the newest Hellboy? I did not know that.
Oh,
wait, the Crooked Man or the one with David Harbour?
David Harbour. Sorry, not Crooked Man. David Harbour.
I can't even keep them all straight.
He did the David Harbour Hellboy.
Okay,
that's funny.
He did, huh? No, no kidding. That movie is so forgettable. I don't remember a fucking thing about that movie.
Atmospheric. That's
2019. Yeah, that's wild.
Most atmospheric?
Yeah, I didn't know either. Oh wait, what film is most atmospheric?
The Mist for me.
Vampire.
You liked it? Dude, you liked it?
I had to say, I want to see what you think. I did. Atmosphere wise, man, it gives you that very just creepy, unsettling feeling. Very Nosferatu-esque type of just something's off. It's like you know that feeling when you see like an old photo, like old photo, and they're not smiling, their face just looks. It's just something's uncanny about that. That's vampires through the whole movie,
dude. So, but did you feel like you were happy like having it, or did you feel like what I enjoyed watching?
I like having it. I like what it is. I was a little confused at a couple spots, and I had to like Google it. Like, okay, why is he at this random person's house all of a sudden, and now he's helping them? Like, just all of a sudden, like, hey, welcome in, come on in. I don't know you, but come on. And then I thought he died for the longest time.
Dude, I'm glad you liked it, man. Yeah, that's one of the main things about that movie. It's like so atmospheric and like it's just so beautifully done. It was ahead of its time. They were one of the first horror movies that came out like that with that type of environment and everything, and inspired a lot of other stuff.
Have you guys seen Carnival of Souls?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one's very atmospheric.
Great one.
There's also this very underseen movie that I like called Night Tide. It stars a very young Dennis Hopper, and it's like a 60s sort of psychological horror film about this guy who's in the Navy, and he like comes home and he meets this girl who works on the boardwalk, and she like may or may not be an actual mermaid. Like she pretends to be one on the boardwalk, but then she's like actually also maybe a siren. Like it's really cool. That one's very atmospheric as well.
If you want to talk about atmospheric, no further than what is it?
That's true. I'm so shocked we got Doomsday on 4K.
Why can't I think of it? Hold on. I should know it's an Argento film.
Oh God, Suspiria?
Suspiria.
There you go.
Brian's right.
That movie's got some great atmosphere. As soon as it starts with all that pouring rain, dude.
Oh, dude. Well, the whole scene where I forget the character, but he has his dog and he's walking and he sees the statue up on that building.
Dude,
That
shit
whole
is so
sequence.
creepy.
Yeah.
The music is like this, like chanting almost. It's very, it's like these shrill yells. Oh, dude, it get kind of like, it's so unsettling. Yeah, and the dog is like bugging out, and you're like waiting for something to happen. Yeah,
I would have to say, The Fog or Dead and Buried.
The Fog has some great atmosphere.
I still need to see Dead and Buried.
I have not seen Dead and Buried.
Yeah, it's very, very similar vibe. It's like just very uneasy, you know, kind of by the water, seaside type vibe. But you just know that there's something really sinister going on with each of the towns.
You want a good modern atmospheric film, The Witch.
Oh yeah, that movie is like oppressively atmospheric.
Yeah,
like it feels uncomfortable.
Well, most of it, I mean, almost all his films do that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he's great.
The Lighthouse, that's another one.
Lighthouse. Yeah. Oh, dude, I love The Lighthouse. History is going to be so kind to The Lighthouse. The movie's going to age very well, I think.
Sleepy Hollow was a good one.
Sleepy Hollow
that was another one.
Fantastic, dude.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
That's Burton's best film, in my opinion. I've always maintained that. I love Sleepy Hollow.
Damn, I want to watch it again. Like,
and if you watch, that is a lot of well-known actors in it.
Dude, there's so many great British like Hammer horror like alums in that movie. It's awesome. Having gone back to it now, after I've kind of cut my teeth a little more on all those movies, like the Hammer stuff, I mean I recognize it like a lot more people.
Yeah.
You know which one's a really good one too, and it's very modern. It's I think it's called like Last Breath. It's with Woody Harrison. It just came out not too long ago.
Yeah, that was a good movie,
dude. Based on true story, like that shit was, I read about it a long time ago, and when I read the story, dude, I was just like literally like holding my breath because it's like, dude, that shit's like, that's scary.
That would fit almost kind of with this, like if Last Breath was also a horror movie, where like they're like at the bottom of the ocean or whatever, and then like I don't know, some weird Lovecraftian shit happens.
Yeah,
that would kind of be like the equivalent of The Descent, but like underwater.
Last Breath. That's the one where they're in the ocean and then they have to leave the guy down there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I haven't seen it. I wanted to see it.
Dude,
I watched it on like Peacock or something because I love movies like that are set underwater. I love the ocean, like under like that shit scares me, but like I find it so fascinating. So I checked it out and it was actually like a way better than I thought it would be. Last Breath.
A great atmosphere movie that I haven't heard yet is The Changeling. If you guys have seen that.
Oh yeah.
I need to rewatch The Changeling. It's been a minute.
That's an amazing movie.
I like to watch that one in the winter time because it seems I think that's the first time I watched it, and it's even set in November because I remember there's like a title card in the beginning. It's like snowing out in the so I associate that movie with the fall.
I know we were talking about The Thing earlier, but that's another one that like peak winter, just like when we're getting like downfall of snow, that's like, or like if it's really really cold out, that just fits that vibe like to a T.
There's a lot of great atmospheric horror movies.
Atmosphere is one of the most important things I think in a horror movie, so I think horror films are probably the most atmospheric, like pound for pound, out of any genre.
Of course,
especially like those forest type movies, like those horrors where you're like in horror movies when you're in forest, like The Ritual, which deserves physical media, like a physical.
I just rewatched that not long ago. Dude, it holds up pretty well.
And
it's a good movie.
Would you guys consider In a Violent Nature to be like more atmospheric? I feel like that's like one of the more recent ones I could think of where it's like the forest is almost a character.
It's a different take on the atmospheric way of it.
I love that movie.
Yeah, same.
I need to do a video on that one, like breaking it down. I love that movie so much.
That 4K looks nice, I will say.
I have that first run Blu-ray that they did.
Okay.
I have that collector's Blu-ray. I might need to get a 4K just because I love the movie that much.
Like I feel like you could easily make a good horror movie just by the environment alone. Like you could keep it so simple where you don't need like creatures or anything like that. Just keep it creepy. Somebody lost in the woods or something, some
Mhm.
time warp situation.
Well, those you especially for me, a good haunted house film.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think all day. Like what was it? The Uninvited.
Mhm.
Dude, that's like the one from like the 50s, right? That,
Yeah,
yeah, I like that one.
that's movie's scary.
I
Yeah.
like that movie, dude. Those
Yeah.
movies are cool, man, because like movies that old are usually tough for me because it's mostly a lot of talking, and like I'm okay with that, but so like sometimes I just need a little more to get invested in, and that movie has that because like there's something so charming about those old 50s movies, the way they try to execute like scares and stuff, like
Mhm.
Mhm.
and the way they show ghosts and everything. Like I don't know, there's just something so like charming about it, and I love.
Yep.
There's something creepy about it too because it's so old. Like there's just something, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but there's something creepy about the fact that it's
It's
100 years old.
almost putting a film in black and white.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has it gives it atmosphere in of itself.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I would also throw into the mix like the first Friday the 13th. Like I know that the other films, like the sequels that followed, definitely had their fair share of atmosphere, but that first one, there's just something about it, that camp aesthetic,
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
just feels like it could have been just as easily one of us that would have been attending this camp, and you get a feel for like the isolation of them being out there, and um, I don't know. I think that that's one thing that that first movie does really, really well.
Yeah, the scene when like with Kevin Bacon right before it's about to rain
Yep.
and he's like commenting on that, it feels so cozy
Yeah.
because
Yep.
they're like, man, I wish I was at that camp and I could just like go in a cabin right now and just like watch the rain outside.
Hear the thunder rolling
Yeah,
in.
dude, that sounds
Yep.
like the fucking best, man. I love that part of that movie. It's such a innocuous part, but I always love that part.
Dude, speaking of rain, I mean, we can't even pass over Seven or The Bone Collector. Like movies like that where it's just constantly raining all the time, that environment. And then it's
Yeah.
like just him going around, just they're always soaked and always having to deal with like some type of murder. Like those are pretty good too. Like those type of
A very gritty feel to them.
Yeah, almost that noir type of
yeah.
vibe.
That's what's good
Yeah.
about these old horror movies, man, because you put them black and white a lot of like the other movies, but in the end of the day, it's just I think that the more resolution we have, like it's good for colorful movies and stuff like that. But it's like you watch the Nightmare on Elm Street movies on DVD, and that ruggedness, it's what
Mhm.
makes it like that raw ruggedness is
Mhm.
what makes these type of movies. Like I feel like The Descent, to be honest, like it's I know if they do it a 4K, it's gonna look more cleaned up and a lot of the dark's gonna look better and everything. But it's just one of those movies that ruggedness kind of like helps it because there's so much CGI in this film, like again with the bats, that on Blu-ray it looks so cheesy that imagine it on 4K. Like
Well, that's everyone's issue, and same with mine of 28 Days Later getting a 4K.
yeah, exactly. It's one of those that
You
just
know?
belongs there.
I care less about 28 Days Later having a 4K so much as just being available and not
Mhm.
out of print. Just re-release maybe a new Blu-ray with
Yeah,
some
that's
Yeah.
that's what I think we need.
new art. Because I just want to own that movie. I only watched it earlier this year for the first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah, before Years came out, I finally went back and watched the first two. It was one of the bigger blind spots for me as far as horror movies go, and I love it. I think that first one is like a masterpiece,
Yep.
and the second one's not as good, but it's still very good. And then Years, I thought was phenomenal. I really like Years as well.
You liked it? I thought it was great too.
Dude, yeah, it was very divisive, but I liked that about it. I mean,
It worked. It worked for me.
I thought everything it was doing, yeah, that's the best way to put it. It either worked for you or it didn't.
What I said, and then I do want to address. I saw you brought up his question.
Yeah, I want to talk about this comment too.
What I always said is I think what kind of hindered the movie is the long gap they gave between weeks and years.
Mhm.
Not just in obviously of release, but in storytelling, because there's a lot that could happen in between of how we went through this. You know, we ended up, what is it? In the 28 weeks ended up in France, and you started to see that start to fall apart in
Yeah.
Paris to now we're living on an island. So I feel like a lot of people were more thrown off by, had more questions than answered, and they weren't happy with that.
I'm in wait and see mode for like the
Yeah.
sequels, because I know they have 2 other ones in the works, or I know one of them's already done, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of tough because I feel like that first one was just such a important movie that was released during that time, and you obviously had that going, you know, like standing next to movies like Hostel and Saw, uh, House of a
Yeah.
Thousand Corpses all around the same time. So, um, very, very unique time, I feel like, for the horror genre for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think another thing is just that I didn't have all those years of baggage about what I wanted this new one to be. I literally watched the first 2 and then just went and saw the third one, so I wasn't as maybe invested as some people, so I was able to just kind of go into it. But I do want to talk about this Van Helsing comment that that Brian brings up, because I agree. I love that movie. I'm a Stephen Sommers truther. He's the guy who also did The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. I love The Mummy, one of the best, unironically, one of my favorite movies ever made.
Yeah.
And I also really enjoy Van Helsing. It's not perfect, and if you told me it was not good, I wouldn't even argue with you, really.
Yeah,
But I
that's
just
fair.
I friggin' love it, dude. It's so corny, and
Yeah.
but it's got a lot of great qualities to it. I mean, they were still making movies with practical sets. They were infusing it with CGI as well, but it was in that sweet spot where they weren't as reliant on only like visual effects, where they were more kind of using them in tandem.
Dude, saying The Mummy, like I could watch The Mummy. I could play it in the background every single day.
Yeah.
And there's been
Fuck yeah,
times that they've
dude.
played it on TV and it just plays every day, like 2-3 times a day. I'm just staring
It's
at it
comfort
every time.
food.
It
It's
is.
it's so good, man.
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters last year, and they gave me one of the fucking posters. It's like this cool limited edition poster that has like this gold border over like the normal theatrical poster
That's
art,
cool.
and it says 25th anniversary, and it's like I have to get a frame because it's it's like 29 by 41, so it's like an extra inch, so you have to get a special frame because it's the movie theater one sheets and not like the regular kind of. It's annoying. The frame is like $100, so it's still in my closet, but I definitely want to frame it at some point.
Dude,
That's cool.
Speaking of inches, somebody says he was 20 inches later was solid.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that was funny. I mean, that alpha was not messing around. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Somebody, and then William said,
I don't agree with that. Ain't a Violent Nature is a modern movie, and 28 Days Later was shot on like a 480p camera. So that's the reason that the movie isn't gonna look better on a like it physically. The elements that they have are just not gonna. It's not gonna do anything. Like you
Well,
don't.
In a
It's a
Violent
stark
Nature,
contrast.
yeah, In a Violent Nature is a very natural looking film, and by nature, no pun intended. But
Right.
it makes
Well,
me think of like the nature documentaries. Like it's very, you get those always show up in 4K.
Yeah.
So I think that's why for me, I thought it was perfect for 4K.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think it's an apt comparison, but
It will be so interesting to see if they're able to stick the landing for the sequel.
I just
I hope
can
it's
they
good,
they
yeah.
continue with the how do you say it? The way they shot it, can they continue and do that again? Will it have the same impact?
yeah.
I hope so. I hope they also don't get like scared up by some of the feedback that it's gotten and try to like pull back on that plot that they've thrown in. I hope that they like double down and get even weirder. That's what I hope they do.
I hope they reveal that one chick was is the actual killer.
Yeah, yeah. And I also don't know
I like
how
that.
I don't know how they're gonna introduce Cillian Murphy. Like I feel like that's gonna be weird. Like how do you handle?
Oh wait, which one are you talking? I'm sorry, sequels. What are you guys talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about 28
Oh, my
Years
bad.
later.
I'm talking about In a
yeah,
Violent Nature.
Jordan, I'm with you.
Oh,
That's what I
shit.
thought we were talking about. I was like,
That's
what I
said.
Cillian Murphy's in it.
I was
My
like, that's
bad.
interesting. No, I don't know if they're going to be able to do the same kind of filming they did with the first In a Violent Nature.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm with you now. My bad.
I thought we were talking about The Descent Part 3. I was like, oh shit, Cillian Murphy's gonna be in the cave too.
I'm excited for In a Violent Nature too, man. I think
Yeah.
I think they have
Bring-
potential to
bring
do
in
something
Jason.
cool. Dude, I don't want to go on the tangent. I love In a Violent Nature. I love how it feels like it's like part 3 of a movie series that we haven't seen the first 2 of, and
Yeah. Yep.
it's ripe for a sequel. I think it's gonna be dope. I think.
Listen, if
awesome.
anyone ever wants to talk about that for Cinema Rewind or any other reason, let me know because I
Hey,
I
there
love
you
that
go.
movie.
I'm in, man.
Put it on the calendar, GC.
You know what? I mean, we might have to. I mean, it is
Enough
Cinema
time has
Rewind.
passed, right? We can get away with it.
What, it's been a year.
It's only been.
We could only rewind for like a second, but hey,
Yeah.
you know what?
you know,
know what,
gotta get everyone ready for the sequel.
I don't see why not, man. I know. I mean, so far what we have, maybe we could do it for Halloween or something. I know we have next
No,
week.
we got to do
have,
Halloween.
Do I?
We got to do Halloween for Halloween.
Let's do
Which
it.
one,
Let's-
Rob Zombie?
Ooh.
No. 1978 Halloween.
But if we're gonna do it, we have to watch the Laserdisc. Like that's the only way. We gotta watch the original Laserdisc. And
Are you gonna buy me a Laserdisc player and the
No.
Laserdisc for this?
I think that's what GC was saying. You heard
Yeah,
it here
I
first,
don't-
everyone.
I don't have a
Christmas gamer.
Laserdisc player.
Dude.
I'm not able to do that.
I know next week Barbarian. I'm excited
Yeah.
for that. Like, oh my god, there's
Man,
so
it's
much.
been
to
a
get-
minute since I've seen that. I'm excited to go back.
I'm
and
excited
watch
for a
it.
rewatch.
Dude, I watched it. I think it was like a month ago, a month and a half, because I have a Blu-ray, and obviously it's not like a legit one, but it might as well be. Like it's high quality. Like you can't even tell the difference. It came with subtitles and everything.
I
And I
need
paid
that.
like $8 for it.
You know,
I need-
another
I need
movie we
that.
should talk about is *Malignant*.
Dude,
Oh,
And it's a good
Oh,
one.
I
sign
love
me up.
Malignant, dude.
Italian
Sign me
vibes
up.
throughout
Oh
that movie.
man.
You guys are on the right side of history, right? You
Yeah.
like you like Malignant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
That was a good
Dude.
movie.
I love Malignant, dude. The movie's
That might
be-
so
Are you keeping
good.
track of all these?
Dude, so I think *Malignant* would be good to do on the I think on the 18th of August for that one, because I know Aaron from A&B Horror is going to be our guest for for one of those episodes. So maybe that'd be a good one. He also
down.
brought up The Faculty,
It's a good one.
Disturbing Behavior was another one.
Did he say The
But-
Craft? Was that another one?
I don't
If I remember
remember.
correctly.
Maybe I saw
That's
that.
a
We
good
saw that
movie.
in comments or something.
You guys don't want to talk about *Queen of the Damned*?
Ooh,
Never seen that.
I haven't
the
either.
sound.
I just
You've never seen
Why-
it,
No.
Never seen it, man.
dude. The soundtrack is so damn good.
Yeah, it really is.
Let's see something here, because I got distracted with all the future episodes. I was like, wait a minute. Brian was saying something about 25 weeks later. Oh yeah, it's gonna be mostly AI probably. This is where the topic of some. Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier too. Some movies just belong in certain formats.
Mm.
Like
Yeah,
I like a
I
lot
agree
of
with that.
comedies, like Adam Sandler comedies, for example. I have on VHS, but I don't have on Blu-ray. And dude, I love watching them on VHS. Like I feel like so much. I feel like 15 years younger every time I put on a VHS. I'm like,
There's
oh,
something
man.
about like
Mhm.
the slashers from the 80s
Yeah.
that I think are just aesthetically just look so nice on VHS.
I need to get
Definitely.
Halloween on VHS. That's the
Damn, Jeff, why are you doing that to him, man? And
There's
the-
a
and
lot
the-
of releases that there's like the Blockbuster one that's not that expensive for Halloween. That's the one I have.
no. I want the media,
Yeah, I want that one too.
the one that has the double flap.
Yeah, I want that one. I want them all, honestly.
Oh my god, Brian! See, this is my spirit animal right here. Have you guys seen the movie Stay Alive?
Yep.
Dude, with Sophia Bush.
Stay alive.
This one needs a rewind. It's stuck on DVD. But
It's a
this
video
one-
game movie
Yeah, dude.
Where
with
they're,
Frankie
like-
Muniz.
where they're like in a survival horror game.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I have very fond memories of that movie. I haven't seen it in a minute. It's
Dude.
probably not it's not like good, but it's like it's fun. It's fun as hell, and it's got a really cool concept. I think the movie has a lot more potential than it actually delivers on. But it's really it's a movie that people would go nuts for if it came to Blu-ray.
Dude, the concept of it too. It's I think not to, cause I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but the concept of the evil person in the movie, it's based on a certain history of a certain person that really did those things, which makes it so much better. Anytime you have one of these movies and it's like based on actual history,
they tie that in pretty well.
Yeah,
and like the video game segments they have that sort of PS2 era quality.
yeah.
Graphics, and it's very nostalgic, and I enjoy that a lot about it.
100%.
Well, let me start writing these down, man. So, all right, so we got some ideas here. Well, dude, I think we're pretty stacked up now.
Dude, yeah, Christmas would be a good time too to do like some Christmas horror films. You should
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yep, you guys, Black Christmas.
You guys should definitely do that.
Krampus.
Ooh, Krampus.
Hey, dude, I like that movie. I think that's a fun movie.
Krampus is dope. I like Krampus too.
Give me some Tony Collette.
I watch it every day. I watch it every year.
Christmas Evil.
Christmas Evil.
I think I watched Christmas Evil. I don't remember much about it.
Jack Frost.
Cry Wolf was a cool little. It's like a pocket in time. That movie where like internet messaging and text messaging were like in their infancy. It hasn't aged terribly well, but it's a fun little like time capsule.
I think that's gonna be another one too. I mean, everybody's like going. I vaguely remember. I remember watching it and liking it, but I don't remember too much of the story, so I'd have to redo it.
I think I'm sorry. I was just gonna say I think Bon Jovi's in it in a weird acting role.
Really?
I think Bon Jovi plays like the principal of the school that they're in. I don't know why I always remember that.
GC and I were talking about Silent Hill earlier.
Oh, dude,
that's that's another movie that I forgot how good it was.
For Christmas, we can talk about Christmas Bloody Christmas. You guys ever seen that one?
Yeah, I watched that one back when it came out on Shudder. It was all right. I didn't love it.
Robot Santa.
Yeah, it didn't really deliver much on the Robot Santa, like because it's just a guy. It looks like a guy for 90% of it, and then I think he maybe is a robot in like the last 5 minutes.
You know what I love about this series is that when I started Cinema Rewind, it was to just go back to all types of like genres of movies, and somehow every time we do an episode, one of us is like, "Do you remember that?" Like Steven, we just get on, and I'm trying to show him something, and he's like, "Hey, what did you think of Silent Hill?" And I was like, "Fuck, now we got to do an episode on it." And it's like
Did you guys
do an episode on Silent Hill?
Not yet.
Are you planning on it?
I want to. I want to so
bad. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I did a video on Silent Hill. It's almost an hour long on my channel. Yeah, it got tied up in some copyright shit, and I think it really like killed any momentum that it was gonna have. But I'm really proud of that video. I really like that one.
Like, what was it? What was it that caused the strike? Was it music or footage?
It was footage of the movie. But it's like it was nothing that I hadn't done before. It just happened to me because it was Sony. Sony, I guess, is really gonna give you problems. And it was like the first time since getting monetized that I've had problems with copyright. So it kind of fucked me, for lack of a better word. But
dude, that sucks.
It was a learning experience, and the video's still out and people can watch it. So
I'm gonna check that out, man. I love Silent Hill. Like,
thanks. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you saying that. High volume video. Yeah. I think it's the best video game movie ever made. So I love Silent Hill.
I would say, I mean, it's definitely up there. I can't really think of like too many other.
Not better than Uncharted. What?
Well, certainly in the horror genre, I could see the case maybe for something else like Sonic or I don't know, something like that being better. But for horror, I don't think it's even close.
No, but if we're talking about just video game movies in general, you gotta love Tomb Raider.
The Tomb Raiders with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, man.
Those were big when we were young, I'm assuming, right? Back then that shit was awesome. Yeah, Brian would remember. That That's yeah, I figured he probably knew
Silent Kill.
dude, yeah, they did. It sucked, but it's
You
all
know,
good.
that happened to me with the Criterion trailer that I made. So I got the license for that song, and I upload, and the next day it says, "Oh, copyright," and I'm like, "Oh, that's weird." So I look at it. I go to the whole process of saying, "Hey," like disputing it and stuff. I'm like, "Dude, I have a license for it." And then like 30 minutes later, they're like, "Oh, it's been resolved. Sorry about that." And then with the live stream, it goes live yesterday, and then today I checked this morning. All of a sudden, it says copyright again. I'm like, I used the same song. We just went through this yesterday. I have a
Yeah.
license.
Dude, that shit
Yeah,
sucked.
I turned on the monetization for it. It took it off.
Yeah,
They flagged it for me.
For which one? For
The live stream Criterion.
dude, dispute it, because I like, you just tell them I have a license for it through
Yeah.
Motion Array, and they'll immediately like get rid of it.
Wild.
That's what I had to do for my intro video that I currently have. I got it from them, and that's
Yeah, like definitely do that, man, because it's bullshit. And not to mention, I mean, it's doing that video. It's a stream is doing very well, so you might as well like be able to make something off of it. You know?
Yeah.
100%. Where
Yeah.
you guys at on I know we were talking about video game adaptations, but Zach Kreger doing Resident Evil in the near future.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
I think he is probably the only one who has the juice to pull off that kind of project. I also agree that Mortal Kombat 95 is awesome. That was a big part of my childhood. I love that movie.
Absolutely.
It's not good, but it's fucking but it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And that's really all there is to say about that.
It's like, hey, those are $500 sunglasses, asshole.
Dude, I mean, I'm actually excited for the new one too. The trailer looked pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I love like the Resident Evil franchise, as cheesy as it is, as not adapt to the game. Like it's so entertaining to me. Like, what do you guys feel about that?
I like the first three
Okay.
of the Paul W.S. Anderson ones. After that, it's a pass for me. It's not the games, and the games are what I love, and they're just kind of doing this other thing, and I'm like, well, it's not really the games though, is it? Like, you know, like this other thing they're doing was just kind of random. It felt like they're just talking. I don't know. I hate it. It feels so obvious. Like, just do the game. Just make the game. You have this blueprint. Just make that. But they keep insisting on doing this other shit. Thank you so much for that compliment, by the way, man. I appreciate that,
dude. So overall, guys, to turn it a little bit around, because I know we've
kind of strayed off of the set, haven't we? It's fun though. I like talking about this stuff with you guys.
Oh, absolutely, man. Like, I mean, that's the thing too. I like doing these like episodes, because once you go over the whole movie, like it kind of leaves it open for everybody in the chat to kind of either, if they want to keep talking about the movie, or throw other stuff in that relates to it, which a lot of stuff we talked about does. Like,
everyone in the chat is also saying really has a lot of great questions and stuff, and it's fun.
No, absolutely, man. That's what happened to me yesterday too. Like, our stream went like over 3 hours, and that was not the intention, but time flew by. And then afterwards, I was like, guys, I'm so sorry it took 3 hours. And they're like, dude, I didn't even realize, like, I was having fun. I was like, okay, thank God.
Yeah, it goes by quick when you're talking about stuff you're actually into. I don't get to talk about this shit at work, so
yeah, same here.
Raccoons. So that movie,
ooh,
they were getting closer.
Yeah,
they were starting to get it, but the problem is they tried to adapt the first and the second game, and they also do a lot of character assassination. Like, Leon is not Leon. It's stuff that if you've played the game and then you're like, oh, that's supposed to be this person that I'm super familiar with, I don't buy that for a fucking second. So like that immediately killed it. But they're getting closer. And now I really think that hopefully with Zach Kreger, he's going to be able to take all the lessons that we've learned up to this point and really make something special.
Yeah, I agree. And
what did you guys see Until Dawn?
No, but I saw it's on Netflix, and I want to check it out. I'm going to probably do that soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Me neither.
Yeah, I know it's on Netflix now because someone told me it the other day, and I want to check it out and just see how it is. Because I've never played those games before, but I know people love them.
Sorry, Steve. I think I cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. But I was just kind of noting on the Resident Evil movie that Zach Cregger is working on. I know he mentioned that he wants it to be a faithful adaptation to the original games.
Yeah.
But he kind of wants to put his own spin on it, which I think it makes sense. I mean, I don't know if I would really want the first game just basically adapted to screen. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I say that, and I but I also do want to be surprised at the same time.
Mhm.
So it is hard. It's a bit of a push and pull. But I think once I see Weapons next week, and I have 2 Zach Cregger films to look at, and not just Barbarian,
For sure.
I'll be able to be like, okay, I really feel a lot better about his Resident Evil now. But I mean, as it sits, I'm already very excited. So
Weapons
Yeah.
just looks very ambitious.
I haven't seen any trailers for Weapons. I'm going in totally blind.
For Resident Evil. I'm interested to see. I would love to see them tackle the newer Resident Evils, like 7 Biohazard.
Oh yeah.
I think that would make a great film to screen adaptation.
Definitely. There's so much cool. Just like, I mean, 7 has like that cool like Texas Chainsaw vibe to it. This sort of like that's Louisiana swamp or wherever they're at.
So good.
That could be really cool.
Where are you guys at? Not to get off the rails with this, but like, where are you guys at on Resident Evil 5? Because I feel like that game kind of got like, I don't know, kind of a bad rap.
It's fine. It's pushing more in that action direction that 4 started. 4 is probably my favorite, but it's starting to go away from the horror. It is still scary, but it's more action. And then 5 takes that and doubles down, and then 6 takes that and like quadruples down, and 6
is
7 really just like, hey, we're gonna make pizza as a video. Full video game.
7 was like, all right, we gotta reset because people are not feeling this anymore. And then they were like, all right, let's make
it. Which they knocked it out of the park with.
Yes,
7.
big time.
7 was incredible.
I really like 7 as well. 5 is okay though. It's fine. It's not the best though.
Did you guys like 8?
8 was cool.
Yeah.
8 was doing a lot, trying to remind me of 4. Obviously the village section. You've got the merchant. You're bringing back a merchant for the first time. The inventory management is like trying to be like 4, so it's trying to be very evocative of 4. And I think that that set me up for disappointment because it wasn't as good as 4. But it's still a cool game. Yeah, I don't know. It's got some flaws.
Yeah.
I think Resident Evil 2 and 4 are the best.
2 remake is incredible. I really love 2 remake.
I was really I always thought what they should have done with Resident Evil 3 is they should have just kind of put those games together. Just do a part 1, part 2 with the remakes at least.
Well, they cut so much out of 3.
Well, that's what I mean with the remakes. They should have just kind of retold it as a part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, I think it sucks that they cut so much out because I never played the original 3, and a lot of people who are playing the remakes haven't played the original, so this is their first time experiencing that game. So there's no reason that there should be stuff that's not, you know what I mean? Like, I hate when they cut content like that. There's like this whole clock tower sequence from 3 that they cut out. Supposedly, I don't know. I haven't played 3 or the original 3, so I don't know what happens there. But yeah.
You know what would be a good concept for a game if they did like a Descent movie style game where you're like that, like underground, and you have like a timer where like you have a certain amount of fire. And
this exists. This already this exists.
Sorry, GC. Sorry.
It's called The Forest, and it's actually a multiplayer game. And I played it with my friends during COVID, and it's fucking awesome.
Really? For what console?
It was on the PC, and it's like a survival kind of game, like almost like Minecraft, but with realistic graphics. And you have to build up like a base and stuff. And there's like waves of enemies, like zombies, who come at you. And there's a story element as well. And you have to explore these caves. And there's like items that you find in the caves, and you eventually find more items like that'll help you traverse the caves and stuff. It's fucking cool as shit. I forgot all about it until you
really
said
good
that.
ratings.
It's cool, right? Yeah, I would say go and look up some gameplay footage of the forest, specifically the stuff in the caves. It's really cool. I forgot all about that. Good call.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that because I was just thinking about it. Like I'm very see, I don't play mainstream games. I play the very under the radar, like in the marketplace type, like the park, for example. That's one of them. That's like this horror based game where like this kid gets lost in this park, and then the it was a long time ago. Like I think the parent or somebody's like there looking for him, and just old like games like that, man. That not that many people are talking about. They're not mainstream. Like those horror games, like Agony, for example. I don't know if you remember that one from like
Never played
Xbox
that.
360, where you pretty much go through like the layers of hell and stuff.
Okay.
Dude, games like that, man. Like where you just that's what I was thinking. I was like something where it's just dedicated. You're just like first person or something, and you're just going through this like dark cave, and all you have is like literally the same situation as the movie. Like pretty much just like the light, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Keith said the Castlevania animated show on Netflix is pretty good. Did you see they're doing a complete series? I saw Viz.
That's cool.
Saw that, yeah.
Viz Media, I think it's called.
People seem to like that show a lot. I haven't seen it though.
Neither have I.
Did
But
you guys
this
ever
release
play
is pretty cool.
Did you guys ever play The Quarry? I know you guys were talking about Until Dawn earlier.
No, that one slipped by me.
Oh, it's fun.
I think it's available on Game Pass actually. So I have such a backlog of games to play. It's ridiculous. And we have Silent Hill F coming out this September.
Yep.
And then in February, Resident Evil 9 comes out. So I'm gonna have.
Holy hell!
Yeah, I'm excited as hell.
I didn't realize it was that soon.
Yeah,
And then the Hellraiser game.
Yeah. And then Hollow Knight Silk Song is another game that I'm very excited for. I don't know if you guys ever played Hollow Knight. That's not a horror game, but it's very cool.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah, so I have a lot of games on my plate, and I have more coming out, so I need to get caught up.
Well, cool. Well, we're going to be back at it again next week with Barbarian.
I'm definitely going to tune in and watch that. I need to rewatch Barbarian, though. Yeah, I need to rewatch Barbarian because it's been a minute.
Dude, that's gonna be a lot of fun, man. Actually, I have I wanted to have Lee from Cinema Whiplash, which is funny, Cinema Rewind, come on, because he loves that movie, and he has a ton of like kind of like special features type info, because obviously the only way to get it is through digital, and through digital they have like special features for the movie. I haven't unfortunately been able to find, but I'm gonna try to keep looking online, see if I get anything. But I think it's gonna be really great to like get into that and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, I like that you guys are doing that before Weapons comes out too.
That's what I've been trying to do, man. With every release of movies that we're excited about, like try to do a Cinema Rewind episode of a movie that correlates with it, but also it's like we're just excited to talk about. I mean, and it's so far it's been going great. Everybody's been enjoying it, and I mean, kind of trying to keep like a pulse on the whole market and what's going on with the releases and all that stuff. I mean, now Halloween coming out, and not like the actual Halloween, but like Halloween in a few months. Like, man, it's really going to be fun.
Spirit Halloween season.
Oh yeah,
that shit'll be open up anytime now.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be fun.
I'm ready for summer to be over, man.
Dude, it sucks, man.
There's good stuff about it, you know. Like we did I got to talk about the Jaws sequels with Steven here and a couple other guys. So, you know, there's good stuff about it, but yeah, nothing beats fall and winter for me.
I'd rather be in a cave, honestly. Like in
what?
Dude, I'd rather be in the cave. Like, not even with the creatures. I'd rather just go into one of those caves and hang out all day than to have to be out there in like 104-degree weather with the humidity.
I work in a kitchen in the restaurant, and it gets pretty hot. So I'm ready for that to not be a thing anymore.
Do you see what you're saying is the next Cinema Rewind episode could be filmed from a cave?
Dude,
on your end?
You just see the background.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Dude, you know what? Brian just said 13 Ghosts. That would be a good one. Because the show's coming out. They're already working on that. So maybe we could do that before the premiere.
Oh, they're doing a show? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're based on the characters from like each of 13 Ghosts. You think each episode's going to be based on that.
I thought they like talked about that for a while as like a thing that fans wanted, but I didn't know it was actually happening. That's cool.
Yeah, another good one. Have you guys seen Room 1408?
Yeah, I like that
dude,
one.
yeah.
It's another good one.
John Cusack, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
That's
a
a
good
good
movie.
one. Stephen King. I would love to do a Stephen King episode of a movie because especially with the Long Walk, it's going to
Yeah.
be coming out. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Long Walk too. Just it'll be September too, so it's like right before October, and
Yeah.
yeah, just good vibes, man.
You could literally go out for a walk and not be burned alive.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know
Mhm.
where you guys live, but it's been hot in Jersey.
Dude. Oh, I'm in South Carolina.
Oh yeah, so you know all about that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
It feels like
Michigan's
a
been
swamp
brutal.
outside.
yeah. I mean, I could have it way worse though, so you know, I'm gonna try not to complain. But yeah, like people who live in like my buddy Davey Deathray, I think he lives in like Arizona or something.
Ooh.
One of those places where it's like 100 degrees every day, if not more. So yeah, I try not to complain too much.
Steven's hilarious. He's like, dog shit on concrete.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we covered. I know Jordan, like, I already saw him yawning. I was like, we're losing him. I think we hit the 2-hour mark. But I think we covered everything on The Descent for the most part.
Yeah, everything I wanted to talk about. I think we covered everything.
Dude, such an amazing movie. Can't wait for hopefully the 4K comes out good, man. There's, they do justice. Hopefully they have a ton more extra features or like some anniversary type thing where they kind of bring the cast or the director back or something.
Give us packaging like Frailty for The Descent.
Oh,
That'd be
please.
Who released?
You know, Lionsgate Limited's doing it.
Yeah.
Well, didn't who did Dog Soldiers? Was that Second Sight?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to say. The director, what was his name again?
Neil Marshall
said that his post, he had commented on someone's post that it is definitely not Second Sight.
Oh, okay.
Damn
well,
it.
that
Unfortunately,
gets rid of that suspicion.
that sucks, but you know.
Well, all right, guys. GC,
Well,
thank you so much for having me on tonight. By the way, and if you ever need a guest for a future episode, hit me up, man.
Dude, you're already on the list, man. You're coming back. And
Let's go.
I even though I know a lot of people on the comment section know us, let's go around either way just in case anybody that watches the recording might not. Start with you, Steven. Let everybody know what you're working on, man. Where to find you.
Listen, first and foremost, I'm just thankful we all made it out of the cave alive. No, but seriously, you guys can find me at After Hours Video, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it, and then co-hosts of Beyond the Blood podcast, so you can find that on all podcast platforms.
Wait,
And there's another podcast.
Oh, that's right. Jordan, you want to do the rollout
I
on
can
this
talk
one?
about it. Yeah. Well, it's my turn now.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah. You can find me the Movie Den, YouTube, Instagram. There you go. Oh yeah.
It's like blocking you.
I
Hold
thought
on.
the
No, it's
promo
fine.
code was Beef Cheeks.
Beef cheeks. I'm gonna
I'll
change
just
it.
stay right here. Okay, so you can see right
Yeah.
there. Anyways, no, you're gonna make. There
Oh,
we
there
go.
we go. There
Okay,
we
that's
go.
better.
Yeah, save 10% off your first order. But anyways, no, you can find me on YouTube and Instagram, mainly Twitter. I keep saying this and I keep failing, but I need to do it. I need to get back onto TikTok. I have a couple of videos, but it's just another recording that I have to do. So that's the only thing. Podcast that GC kind of mentioned and Steve failed to mention is that
Oh, thanks. Listen, man, I was trying to let you put the shine on this.
I'm just kidding. If you guys saw, we started 2 months ago called Fear by Year, where we're going each year. We are talking about certain horror movies within that year. Started with 70 through 77, 79 or 78, and coming up here pretty soon. Just got to get on the schedule. Will be 79. But we are kind of transitioning and changing it up a little bit. Originally, it was live. It's turning into a podcast, but it's also going to be a recorded, an actual video on YouTube. So we're still ironing that stuff out. But all that to say, the first episode is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Fear by Year. First episode is up, and that is hosted by me, Steven, and Chris, Bearded Film Guy. So
And
you can catch it
Mark
out
was
there.
on an episode.
And Mark, yeah, so the
Yeah.
one that's up, you're not on, but
Nah,
the
it's all
next
right.
episode you will be. That goes up on the
Nice.
podcast. That is going to be your episode.
Sweet.
What
Yeah.
That
about
was a
you,
good
Mark?
time too. That's cool that you're making it a podcast. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
What about you, Mark? Let,
Oh,
let
and then I
everybody
guess
know where to find you.
that's me now. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube and Instagram at Tales from the Shelf. And I alluded to it earlier. Summertime, much lighter on content. It's just harder to get stuff done. But come fall and winter, you can expect to see a lot more stuff. I like to do my video essays where I really do deep dives on movies, but I also like to have my physical media topics as well that I like to chime in on stuff and kind of just talk about how I like to collect stuff. So
Mark likes to keep you in check as a collector.
I like to. I think it's a side of the conversation that's not talked about a lot. Is just like the getting rid of movies and like not
Yeah.
bringing them in. Like, yeah, that's just kind of how I have started looking at
Trimming
stuff.
the fat on the collection.
Yeah.
Curating.
Yeah.
There we go. Curate.
I've saved like so much money, and it's like, but there's every day. It's like there's new shit, and I'm like, I want that, and it's like I want the Spawn from Arrow that looks so cool. It's hard, but it's like you gotta just I don't know. I like to just pick and choose now, and that kind of stuff.
It's
Can't
so
have
hard.
everything.
I talked about that yesterday on the Criterion. That was one of my questions to the panel. I was like, do you consider yourself a curator or a collector? And it was awesome. Like everybody's different responses and stuff and the reasoning why.
Yeah. I think
always
my
love hearing
biggest, I'm just trying to watch the stuff before I buy the movie now.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as fun, but I've found that I have watched stuff where I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad I watched that. I don't need to spend $40 on it though.
For
Yeah.
sure. Well,
So that's where I'm at now,
I think especially with like some of the more premium sets, it's just making sure that it's something that you would actually revisit.
Right.
It's a lot of money to throw down.
For sure.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, that's where you can find me on YouTube and Instagram.
And guys, I put in the corner there next to Steven, Mark's IG. So you can go ahead and scan that if you want with your phone, if you're watching this on the TV or something. And same thing, you have, let me see, you got Jordan on here as well. So we'll give that a second.
Thank you.
Get his
Sweet.
IG.
Thank you.
And then Steven. As for
Nice.
myself, if you're watching this on my channel, you already know who I am. GC, the host of this channel. I'm trying to do a lot of these Cinema Rewind episodes with these guys every week. Obviously, unless we have other stuff going on or something happens, maybe we'll do a week after. And just try to keep it fun. I have a podcast myself on Spotify and Apple Podcasts called Friday Night Fright Night. That one right now I'm doing maybe like one episode a month. I might ramp it up to 2. And it's just, for that one's just horror stuff, which Mark, I would love to have you in an episode. Maybe collab and come up with an idea for a movie.
I'm down, dude. Yeah,
Dude,
super down.
Yeah, because that would be a lot of fun. I did one with Keith recently, which we did As Above, So Below. And I feel like there's been some crazy theme with the last few episodes of stuff I've done where everything's like underground and all the banners are like red. And it's just, I was like, what the hell is happening? But
It's okay. It works.
Yeah, man. But yeah, you guys can find me there, and my YouTube and Instagram, mostly where I'm active, which is at Face the Movies. I have a Twitter / X, which I rarely use. I think the only people that follow me, I have like 4 or 5 followers, which is probably Jordan and Frank and Steven.
Yep.
Yeah, I suck at Twitter. I don't know how to fucking get anything going over there.
Yeah, Twitter, TikTok, I don't really do. I'm trying to get better with Letterbox, which is, I think it's at Face the Movies as well.
That's what I'm working on too. Yep.
Just trying to keep it simple, man. Those 3: Letterbox, YouTube, and
Letterbox is fun.
Instagram.
I actually enjoy that.
It is, man.
Yeah, good stuff.
Guys, thank you for watching this episode. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you next week, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, to talk about Barbarian and kind of gear up for Weapons. Hopefully the reviews are correct for Weapons. We would not be disappointed. And if we are, at least we have Barbarian. So
yeah.
With that being said, you guys have a good night. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Good night, everyone.
See ya.
See you guys.
Bring the wrong one. Nope, wrong one. Hold on, guys. We can't leave yet. There we go.